Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. How's everyone doing? I was honestly sitting here thinking to myself, do I want to do a live stream on this channel? Or do I want to do it on my gaming channel? And I realized I've been neglecting this channel when it comes to live streams. So I was like, all right, let's just do one here because I have a lot to talk about in regards to like movies and TV shows. But I mean, like I said, I haven't done one here since I think the last stream we did for this channel was with Stranger Things season 5. It was like a spoiler conversation after season 5 released. So that was like 5 months ago, maybe. It was too long ago. So I thought we gotta do another one here. And I feel like there's been a lot going on. I mean, just the past 2 months, we've had like a lot of TV shows coming out, a lot of new shows, and then we have a lot of movies coming out this summer. Like there's a lot going on. So there's definitely a lot to talk about. So it's just a normal Q&A. Come in, ask any questions you want in regards to, the channel, the stuff we're watching, movies, TV shows, whatever. You can ask me anything, honestly. I don't even care. Like you can ask me anything. But yeah, I'm probably gonna prioritize things related to movies and TV shows though. But in regards to like channel stuff, what we're going on, I'm sure if you've seen my community posts recently, you probably know we are starting Attack on Titan soon, which I've definitely heard is a very beloved show. I know a lot of people love it, and I have now watched the first 4 episodes. So I posted the first 2 episodes on Patreon. The next 2 episodes I literally just watched like 20 minutes ago. So those are probably going to go on Patreon in the next few days. And yeah, it's a really good show so far, but those are not going to come to YouTube until I will say at least a month. So keep that in mind. It's probably going to be some time. I'm not going to post them right away just because for a few reasons. I mean, first of all, I have a lot of other stuff I have to get to first, but also I do want the Patreon to be ahead of a little bit. So there's obviously more value to the Patreon having that early access. So like about a month, I think would make the most sense. So yeah, we'll definitely get to those soon for YouTube, but Patreon's going to be eaten with that for the next while, I guess. In Dexter, we actually just finished it. So I'm not going to go in depth with Dexter right now, though. I mean, again, you could ask questions related to it. That's fine. But I just finished Dexter Resurrection on Patreon. The last episode is going to release tomorrow for my Patreon. So yeah, YouTube, obviously, we have to catch up. I mean, we're still on season 8 with the YouTube edits, but that's just because I've talked about this many times before. Copyright has been a big problem for Dexter, so that's why it's been taking a lot longer to get out those videos. And the way they've been copywriting those videos specifically is really frustrating because they'll like wait a few days to drop the copyright. So I have to like wait a few days to make sure the video's cleared. So it just extends the time I can get those out by a pretty large amount. So that's been a bit of a problem. That's why we're kind of behind on Dexter. But I mean, it's not the end of the world because we're definitely going to finish those YouTube edits. I don't want to say definitely, but we're most likely going to finish them before Dexter Resurrection Season 2 comes out, which I heard is supposed to come out later this year, probably like October or something. So we'll definitely be done with it by then, and then we'll be able to watch it live and post the videos live as well, which I'm really excited for. So all right. Oh, yeah, I got Black Ops 7 in the background. Yeah. Definitely going to get a little flame for that one. Do you think The Boys' final season has been underwhelming? So that's a great question. Great question to start off with. So with The Boys, if you've been watching my reactions, you probably noticed like I am more positive than I feel like a lot of people are. I've definitely seen some of the conversations people have had online. It doesn't seem like people like the season at all. I've liked it, but I can't lie. A lot of my opinions I've been kind of reserving because I want to wait for the finale. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I feel certain ways about some episodes and I'm like, well, this could pay off in the finale. And I'm like, okay, this feels like kind of iffy, but this could pay off in the finale. I keep thinking that to myself. So if it does pay off in the finale, then I'll sit there and be like, okay, this was a decent season. But I think honestly at this point, just based on the first 7 episodes, I do think it was a bit underwhelming for a final season. I do. I don't think it was bad. I wouldn't call it like one of the worst seasons I've ever seen, like some people have been saying. I don't think it's definitely better than season 4. Season 4, I really was not a huge fan of. I just feel like this show, for me, the problem I have with it, and we're not really going to go into like spoilers and stuff. So if you haven't watched The Boys, don't worry about that. I'm not going to go into spoilers. With these like more general Q&A streams, we don't really go spoiler talks because, again, I don't want to ruin things for people if they haven't seen it. Just want to keep this friendly for anyone, no matter what you've watched. But yeah, so for The Boys, my issue with this final season is I feel like with how the show has been going, I feel like it should be bigger. You know what I mean? Like that to me is a big issue. Like even like the posters kind of make season 5 look like it's going to be, oh my God, like it's going to be an apocalypse basically, right? I feel like this show should have gone further with its concepts, and I feel like it doesn't ever want to get bigger. It always wants to stay contained, which is okay, but the problem is if you do 5 seasons of the same characters, the same villain, with the same level of, depth and scale, it's just never going to feel all that, like, it doesn't feel like the story's progressing in like a significant way. If you know what I mean? Like that is my main issue, I would say. If it was up to me, I would have had a lot of things be different. Like Homelander, he wouldn't be a villain anymore. He would have been, first couple seasons they would have taken him out. I still think he should have been like a long running villain, but I feel like to me Butcher should have been the like final villain, right? Doesn't seem like they're going in that direction, but regardless, I don't know what the comics like. I've never seen the comics, so I can't even speak on that. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely it's a good show. I just feel like it spends too much time on things that I don't think they should be spending time on. Like they feel like they're trying so hard to be like a parody of things in the real world, and they focus a lot on like, obviously the show is a comedy, obviously, but sometimes I feel like they spend too much time on just trying to like make people like weirded out, and it's like I don't mind that stuff. Like I'm not like, I don't like the scene in last episode when, this is not a spoiler, but like the two characters were sniffing each other's butts. Look, I don't like, I thought it was funny, like I laughed. Like, I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, this show is a train wreck because it's doing weird stuff. That's fine, do the weird stuff, it's funny, but like don't spend so much time on it. You know what I mean? Like you got to get through that stuff, get to the bigger things. And I don't know, I feel like that's my issue. But I'm very reserved because this finale I think it definitely could blow us away, and it could be really, really good, and it could end the series in a very satisfying way. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Get the Rick Grimes cut. Rick Grimes haircut. He's had a lot of haircuts though, so that's a, I don't know. I'm sure you're talking about the season 5 cut though. One is episode 3 of Attack on Titan. Yeah, probably. I just watched episode 3 and 4 like an hour ago, so they're probably going to be on Patreon within the next couple days, maybe in 2 days, because I have to post. Dexter Resurrection is going to be tomorrow, so probably in 2 days. How's it going, that Dan? Good to see you live. Been currently obsessed with watching your Euphoria reactions. Euphoria really surprised me. I thought I honestly wasn't going to like that show. I went into that being like, oh, this is probably going to be a show I'm not really going to care about. I was wrong. That show is really fun. It's, I think seasons 1 and 2 were really, like, especially the addiction storyline with Rue. I really enjoyed that stuff. Like, I thought that was actually really good, the way they handled it all throughout. And then you get to like some of the other storylines, like with Cassie in season 2, and like that stuff's just so ridiculous, but it's so much fun to watch that like I really enjoyed it. Season 3 is interesting because I have been watching them. Yeah, obviously I haven't uploaded those reactions to YouTube yet, but if you're on my Patreon, I have been uploading the season 3 reactions for Euphoria, and I think I like it more than most people do at this point because I've been seeing a lot of hate for it online. I think it's a good season. I think it's just not nearly as good as season 1 and 2 so far. That's how I feel. I feel like it's a very different show. They're really going in a different direction. I think a lot of it still works, but it doesn't feel like the same show at all. And I don't know if that's, I don't know, like to me, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like, I don't want the show to do the same thing every season. I would like to see some new stuff, but I don't know. It's so different that it's like, I don't know. I don't prefer it over the first 2 seasons. It's just like, I'm okay with what it is though. You know what I mean? But I do feel like they could have, there's stuff in season 2 I would have liked for them to follow up on it. It feels like they're not following up on it. So I don't know. Are we going to see GTA 6 or Dexter Resurrection finished on YouTube first? That's actually a good point. I don't know. Depends on the copyright stuff. I don't know. Speaking of GTA, I'm ridiculously excited for that. What's your favorite and least favorite show you've reacted to? Favorite show? Well, my favorite show of all time is The Walking Dead, and I technically did react to seasons 10 and 11 of that show. Actually, a couple episodes from season 9 I reacted to as well. Technically, they're really bad videos, but and we've been reacting to a lot of the Walking Dead spinoffs. So if you count The Walking Dead, I would say The Walking Dead. But then again, like I said, I didn't react to like more than half of it. So, but that is my favorite show. So I'll say that. If we can't include that, and we have to include shows, or we can only include in shows that I've reacted to the entirety of on my channel, then the answer would be Game of Thrones. Least favorite show I've reacted to, probably She-Hulk. That was the only show that I can think of that I watched all the way through on my channel. It's obviously only one season, but that was the only show where I legitimately, I don't like every video I was sitting there going like, I don't enjoy this. I think there was like maybe 1 or 2 episodes I was like, okay, that was kind of fun. But most of it, I'm just like, I don't enjoy this. I don't know. But the thing is, I know there's a lot of people who do like that show, and I'm honestly like happy for them. Like, I'm never going to be the type of person to be like, oh, you can't like this. No, it's fine if you like that show. There's definitely an audience for it, but the humor was not for me. None of it. I don't think there was not much of it that made me laugh at all. I think the feel of it and the clearly, like, it just felt cheap, and I don't know, wasn't a fan. I think the character, though, I would like to see She-Hulk again. I think she is going to be in Secret Wars, right? I don't know about Doomsday, but I'm pretty sure she was in concept art for Secret Wars, which implies that she's going to be in it, right? I mean, they don't always have characters from the concept art in the movies. I think Spider-Man No Way Home had America Chavez on the concept art, and she wasn't in Spider-Man No Way Home. So, concept art isn't always like proof of a character appearing there, but at the very least, they probably want her in it. And I'm totally fine with that. Like, I feel like some people get so stuck up in their hatred for a movie or a TV show, and then they just don't want the character to ever return or have like a redemption. Like, I don't know, like, why not? She's good in the role. What is the actress's name? I don't remember her name, to be honest, but she's good, so bring her back. I don't care. I just didn't like the show. It wasn't her. She wasn't the problem. Just, give her better material. I don't know. What do you think the role will be that Punisher plays in the Spider-Man movie? So I think there's probably leaks out there that already say what his role is going to be. I haven't seen them, though. I haven't seen any leaks. So from what we've seen in the trailer, it looks like he's hunting someone down. And I'm going to guess it's going to be related to the Hand, because the Hand is heavily prevalent in the trailer. So I don't know if it's the Hand themselves, like the whole group that he's after, maybe. I don't know. And obviously it makes sense that Spider-Man would try to stop him, considering he's going to be like, yo, like, Frank, please don't kill all these people. Like, I can stop them without you killing all of them. And I kind of hope it's a little bit more in depth than that, because that concept of, oh, Frank, please don't kill these people, we've already seen that many times before. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen that with Daredevil, like, trying to stop Frank. So, do something a little bit more interesting with it. At least I hope they do, but I'm not really sure. Honestly, Spider-Man Brand New Day, I have no idea what the hell's going on with that movie, because it's like, there's like 1,000 different villains in that trailer. We saw, Scorpion? We saw, I don't know, I still don't know who Sadie Sink is playing. People are saying Jean Grey. I don't believe that, but then again, I don't fucking know. Then there's Hulk. Then there's the Hand. There's Tarantula, right? There's the freaking Boomerang guy. Like, there's like 50 different people in that movie. I'm like, what are they doing? I don't know. I'm excited for it, though. I feel like they're gonna probably do a good job with it. I'm guarantee you most of those villains are gonna be like a quick montage. Oh, Tombstone's in the movie too. I forgot about Tombstone. They got everyone in that. So yeah, it's gonna be probably an insanely overwhelming movie. But like I said, I think most of those villains are gonna be quick, like, montage type stuff. It's not gonna be like a, they're all going to have like significant roles to play. But honestly, I feel like I kind of wish they didn't show so many of them in the trailer then. To me, I feel like a cameo character, a character that's just going to appear for a couple seconds and not be in the full movie, they shouldn't be in any of the trailers. That should be a surprise for the movie. Leave it at that, right? It's kind of how I felt with like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, Rhino was in it for such a small amount of time that he should not have been in any of the marketing, because then you go into the movie expecting Rhino to be this big villain. He's just not, right? So it's like, it would have been much more of a surprise and excitement for the movie if he wasn't in the trailers. We didn't know he was going to be in the movie, and then he is in the movie, and we're like, oh shit, Rhino. So I don't know. Trailers sometimes just get it wrong, but I feel like Sony's never been great with that. you planning on reacting to the Mario Galaxy movie when it drops on digital? I hate to break this to you, but I saw it in theaters. I always hate to like say that because I'm like, oh, I know people they wanted me to react to it, but I did see it in theaters. The actual reason why I watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie and did a reaction for it was because I was going to see that one in theaters, right? The Galaxy movie. So I did see that in theaters. I didn't do a review for it. I didn't really have a lot of thoughts on it, to be honest. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fun. But yeah, I didn't really have much to say about it, so I didn't make a video for it. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no reaction for that. But at the end of the year, I will be doing a ranking for all the movies I saw in the year, and then I will have to talk about that movie for a little bit because it's going to be part of the ranking. So unfortunately, no reaction for it. But yeah. The Dexter series has been fantastic as reactions, great mix of your own opinions and theories while taking in all the plot as it happens, super entertaining. I think Dexter, aside from the copyright issues, it's definitely been one of my favorite shows to react to. Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in it, and I feel like it's a show that, like, even the smaller moments get me really excited. You know what I mean? Because, like, most shows it would be like, okay, you need like a big death to happen or something crazy like that to like really get you excited. But in that show, man, even something as simple as like, you know, Dexter headbutting Dokes, that makes me like freak out. I'm all excited. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like getting out my seat and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of good moments in that series. I don't know what it is about the characters and everything that I'm really engaged with. But yeah, I really enjoyed that series all the way through. So definitely excited for more of it. I gave up on the boys after Herogasm. You know what's weird about that episode? I feel like, you know, that's probably one of the best episodes in the whole show. But like, it's not for the reason that I feel like the writers probably thought. Like, nobody likes that episode because of all the you know all the stuff going on, right? That's not why people like it. They like it because of the end of the episode when you know, Butcher, Homelander, and they all that showdown, right? That's a really good scene. Like, that's a fantastic scene. But I don't think people like it because everyone was naked in it, right? That's just me. But yeah, we are going to be doing Euphoria Season 3. We're already doing Euphoria Season 3. It's just currently only on Patreon, but I'm going to eventually get to the YouTube reactions. Very bad sign is big actors from The Boys liking and commenting on videos of people hating on the last season. Really? Well, to be fair, everyone treats liking as a different thing. At least that's how I see it. That's not how I handle liking, but like I know a lot of people do it. Like, there's people who I know, especially like certain people who maybe aren't as socially active or active on social media. They'll like things just because they read it, right? So like that's a sign of, oh, I read the message, so I'm going to click the like button to let them know that I read it, right? There's a lot of people who treat things like that. So like you might see them like it, but in reality, they might just be like acknowledging it rather than like actually agreeing with it. So, but yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting if they actually do hate, you know, agree that this last season's not great or whatever. I don't know. But I do, like I said, I do like season 5 of The Boys. I do. It's just, it's not nearly as good as the first 3 seasons, though. It's not. And I never thought the show was like incredible necessarily. Like, it's not highly ranked for me. It's probably in my top 25 shows of all time, but it's not, I wouldn't put it like in my top 15 or anything. Like it's still up there, but it's not like really high. But yeah, I think the first 3 seasons were a lot better personally. I think 4 is where it started to lose me a bit, but there's always still good moments like here and there. I don't know. I think it's just didn't, you know, it's this thing that people criticize The Walking Dead for, which I never understood. To me, it makes no sense. People criticize The Walking Dead for like seasons feeling too similar, like they don't do enough different. They like say it's very formulaic. I don't see that at all. The Walking Dead is not like that at all. You compare where the characters are at in season 1 to season 5, it's fucking night and day difference. It's a huge gap there just from 5 seasons, right? But with The Boys, I feel like there is a lot of stuff that's like, you look at season 1 and season 5, yes, the characters have changed, but some of them haven't. And some of them have also maybe changed and then reverted back to how they were before. Some of them have kind of just, I don't know, come and gone. And then some of them just, I don't know, like there isn't enough progression of what's happening in this universe. And I think that's the issue to me, right? I've seen some people saying they don't like how it's like setting up for other spinoffs. That is definitely a weird thing for sure. I don't know if that's the issue I have, though. It's just more like this show could be doing, there's so much potential to it, right? And I feel like it's not utilizing that potential. at all, in my opinion. I feel like there should be an apocalypse. They really should have. Homelander should have taken over the damn world by now. Like, I think that would be far more interesting. I'm sorry, it just would. Or like I said, maybe have a plot line where Homelander does get taken out, but then Butcher is the next big bad because he wants to kill all the Supes, and then they're like, okay, we can't let him kill all the Supes, right? So, you know, that would have been interesting, but I don't know. They're not really doing any of that. It's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how it ends, though. I feel like they could do a lot of this crazy stuff in the final episode, but we'll see. We'll see. I feel kind of disappointed with how these last seasons of The Boys and Euphoria are going. Is Euphoria season 3 the last season? I didn't see that. I didn't know. Is it like confirmed to be the last season, or is it? I'm not sure, but I'm definitely curious to know. The show should literally just be called Sydney Sweeney's Naked Body. They do be doing a lot of that in season 3. They do be doing a lot of that. I don't know. With Euphoria season 3, I feel like it's so interesting. Like, the characters are all so split up. And they're kind of like, it's almost feel like different shows kind of connected. But again, I kind of like some of it. It's just at the same time, it's like not as good as the first 2 seasons, though. So I don't know. The Boys feels like it's treading water. Like each season is one long, boring movie with how little happens at a time. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah. I mean, the thing is I think a lot of it also has to do with budget, because as much as these shows do have a big budget, I don't think they have a big enough budget to do like big, like crazy things that maybe we want out of it. But I don't even think it needs to be like that large scale. It just needs to be like, the stakes need to be larger scale. You know what I mean? I'm kind of curious to see what that Boys Mexico show is like, but my only issue with that, because I think that is going to still happen. I know there's also Vault Rising. The issue with the Boys Mexico is I feel like I would be shocked if they don't. They're probably going to try to force in some of the characters from the Boys into that. And I don't want to see that happen. I feel like this Boys Mexico show should be its own thing with new characters to just see whatever the hell's going on in Mexico in relation to the Supes and stuff. Like, I don't know what it would be, but just focus on that, right? That I feel like there's gonna be characters from this season. I guarantee you they're gonna be in that show. They're gonna have them survive the season, and then they're gonna end up in that show, because I'm sure that show will take place after this. So it'll be their way of like continuing those characters, so they're not really getting their end. And as a fan of The Walking Dead, I feel like that's what we're going through in The Walking Dead. It's just like characters are just never-ending stories. Look, I love these characters, but it's also like you need to know when to end them, because there needs to be a point where it's like, okay, this is where this character story is going to wrap up, and this, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like The Boys Mexico should be its own thing, but I don't think it will be, personally. We'll see, though. We'll see. Still excited for it. Did you see the teaser of Dead City Season 3? I didn't see the teaser, but I saw them like talk about it. Like I saw like a post. There was something that said that it was going to be a lighter tone. That already was like disappointing to hear, because, dude, lighter tone is the last thing I want to hear from The Walking Dead. Like, come on. Like, what do we mean lighter tone? Nobody wants a lighter tone. Like, what are the best moments in The Walking Dead? Just think about it. It's all the dark stuff. It's all the awful, terrible stuff. That's what people watch The Walking Dead for. You're not watching it for people to be, dancing around and having fun, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I think having some episodes like that every now and then is cool? Yeah. I mean, season 6, episode 10 is a really solid episode. That episode is just a full episode of Rick and Daryl having fun with Jesus. So, yeah, sure. Like, I don't mind an episode like that every now and then, but like calling a season lighter tone, which I don't know who said that necessarily, but it was apparently described as that, already kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's like, that's not the direction I want to see this show going. But I didn't see the teaser because I heard it was only like 30 seconds. I'm just going to wait for the trailer to release and then I'll react to that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm always going to be excited to see more Maggie and Negan, but I don't know. I'm just kind of worried about that lighter tone comment. Just get the reunion going already. Let's see these characters come back around and do some more stuff. I don't know. Ugh. Yeah, a lot of people are comparing it to Game of Thrones season 8 with The Boys. I wouldn't say it's like that personally. For me, Game of Thrones, the issue there is it was rushed, the ending, and also the choice that they had for a specific character was also quite rushed. That to me, the whole season I would say is rushed. That's my issue. The Boys, though, I don't know if I would call it rushed. I would call it actually it's not doing enough. So it's kind of the opposite issue. But it's definitely a similar problem, I guess. But I feel like it's not doing enough. I don't know. Again, I still like it though. Like I like The Boys season 5 a lot more. Actually, a lot more than I like Game of Thrones season 8. I feel like Game of Thrones season 8 was just such a sharp decline from the previous seasons. But I'm gonna be honest, like when I watched it for the first time, I didn't really start disliking that season until like episode 4 or 5. Like those, I still to this day, I don't care what anybody says, I liked The Long Night. I did. I was shocked to learn after watching that episode that everyone hated it. I was like, what? If you go back to my reaction to The Long Night, I was loving every second of it. I mean, I don't know. Regardless, let's move on. I loved it though. I did. And then I realized everyone thought it was terrible, but you know, whatever. I had more problems with the last half of that season though. That's where I had significant issues. I still do think even then though they shouldn't have had that storyline close up that way, but regardless. Let's move on. Shows just can't close up a series these days, like a Game of Thrones, Stranger Things. Now The Boys have been let downs. I mean, I think it is hard to end a show. You know, it makes sense, but I don't think it also comes down to like how you plan it out. And I feel like I'm a big fan of like outlining a show before it even starts. And look, this is not required to do this. I'm not saying you have to do this in order to make a show work, but I do think it is good to plan it out ahead of time and like know your vision. What do you want this show? How do you want the show to end? Because something like Game of Thrones is like they didn't know the ending of it when they started it because he didn't even finish the books, so they didn't know what the ending was going to be. They just started doing it, right? Stranger Things, I don't know if they knew the ending or not. Some people say they did. Some people say they didn't. I don't really know. But I actually thought the season 5 wasn't terrible, but definitely wasn't my idea of the ending personally. I liked the last episode though. I just felt like as a whole there was definitely some things that were a letdown. And then kind of similar with The Boys, like definitely not a lot of missed opportunities, I guess is the best word to put it. I don't know if they planned out The Boys ending though. I doubt it. I know there's comics, but I don't think the show's like that similar to the comics. But the thing is you don't need to do that. And the best example to bring up in regards to that is Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was not planned ahead of time. Like I love to hear Vince Gilligan talking about that show. He's just like, yeah, a lot of the stuff we were doing, we came up with like on the spot. Like they were just going. But the thing is he's just that good of a writer that he's able to make it work. Like regardless of the fact that they did not plan things to go down that way, they still made it work because he's just that damn good of a writer. And it feels like it was planned. That's just how damn good he is. But I feel like it is just the smarter thing to just have an outline, know where you want this show to go, and then execute it. If you can't finish the show, then maybe you have to, you know, there might be things that have to get changed down the line if certain actors have to leave or whatever, like sure. But at least have an outline, you know? Like a pretty specific outline. I feel like a common denominator for final seasons recently is that they're too calm. That's an interesting point. Yeah, something like The Boys, yeah, like it should have been a little more like holy shit every moment, you know. How are you enjoying Attack on Titan? Really loving it. Didn't expect to like it this much, even though I know a lot of people love it. I've never seen an anime before, like an anime Japanese TV show. I've never seen one. So I was not sure what to expect from it, but it's really interesting. That first episode was really shocking, and I don't know where it's going to go from here, but I really like it so far. Really do. I don't know what Carl was visioning with Rick's season 9 cut. Oh yeah, because he had that vision in season 8. His cut in season 9 wasn't even like that similar to that. It was a little similar, I guess. I don't know. Euphoria watching live for seasons 1 and 2 is peak. Season 3 is underwhelming. It seems to be the common opinion, but I wasn't even there for the first 2 seasons. Obviously, I mean, I've been reacting to it now, so maybe my opinion on season 3 is different because of that. I'm kind of just like, I don't have as much of a connection to the first 2 seasons because of that, because I didn't watch them when they first came out. So I'm kind of just like, you know what, I just watched the first 2 seasons just for the first time, so I'm kind of okay with season 3 being very different because of that. But I feel like most people, if you've been watching the show since it released, you're probably going to want season 3 to actually like feel closely connected, you know. Are you excited for American Horror Story season 13? Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. What I haven't decided yet is, should we do season 12? Because we didn't do season 12. I stopped after 11. I was like, okay. I didn't, you know, I was debating, but literally everyone was telling me like season 12 is the worst. It's not worth watching. And then I did a poll and like nobody wanted to see me watch it. I mean, not nobody. There was definitely some people who wanted me to watch it, but I was just like, it's not worth it. If we're going to get less than like, you know, less than 100 views for those reactions, I was like, I can't. They have to move on to other stuff. And you know, we moved on to Dexter, so I'm glad I moved on it because that show was really, really, really loved it. But I think we'll probably just watch season 13. I don't think I'm going to do season 12. I might watch season 12 on my own, but I don't know. I don't see the point of reacting to it if like nobody cares to see it. You know? Again, not literally nobody. I know there's going to be some people who want me to watch it, but you know, you got to make decisions on the channel where you're like, okay, certain things you got to choose to what to watch, and you can't spend a lot of time on things that just isn't getting much love, you know. But I'm definitely going to watch season 13 because I've been hearing a lot about the cast, a lot of people returning. That's pretty exciting. So Euphoria season 3 is wild so far, ignoring the hate it's getting. That's totally cool. That's good. I mean, I like encourage that because, you know, I felt that way with Joker 2. I was like the only person on earth that thought that was a fantastic movie. Borderline masterpiece. And everyone on the internet, I saw that movie early actually. So I like shared my opinion before like everyone got the chance to see it. I was not expecting it to get that much hate, and then like everyone was hating on it, and I just felt like I was on like a separate island from everyone else, and I was just like, damn, like I didn't realize everyone hated it. But yeah, I will die on that hill. That is a fantastic movie. All right. Oh yeah, I guess Euphoria season 3 kind of has a Breaking Bad vibe to it, in a sense. It needs Labyrinth music. Hey, don't disrespect Hans Zimmer like that. No, but it does feel weird to have that difference. But the thing is, the way I see it is they are going for a very different tone for the season. So it's almost like I get why they changed the music up to Hans Zimmer, because it's like, first of all, he's a fantastic composer, but it also is like, I don't know. If they were to do a season that felt more tonally consistent with the first two seasons, then I do think using the same music would have made more sense. But I don't know. In this case, I kind of think it makes sense why they changed it up. But again, it's like, should you try to do something entirely different for your third season? Like, why not just make a new show at that point? Like, I kind of get it. Like, it feels like he wants to make like a drug, like crime show. You know, Euphoria wasn't really that in the first two seasons. There was definitely moments of that, right? Like, they definitely had stuff like that, especially with Fez, but it never really was fully that. It was more of a teen drama. So it does feel weird that the show kind of morphed into something that it's really not. But again, I still think it's fun. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's one of the weirdest seasons of television I've seen because of that. But I respect weirdness instead of mundaneness, if that makes any sense. Like, I'd rather it be this than just boring. But then again, it doesn't have to be either of those things. It could be consistent with the first two seasons and still entertaining. And there's a bunch of different routes it could have gone. I don't know. It's fine if people are disappointed by it, but I feel like with most things nowadays, the hate is so hyperbolic with acting, like it's 100% trash. Yeah, I mean, people have no nuance anymore. That's true. Nobody's got any nuance. And I get why. It's because, like, we're talking social media here. People want to be like, they want their opinions to be like heard, and they want people to have attention towards their opinions, right? Because even as a YouTuber, I do that all the time, right? Like, I will exaggerate in my titles sometimes. Admittedly, you know, sometimes I'll make a post, best movie ever. Like, do I actually think it was the best movie ever? Probably not, right? But like, if you're not hyperbolic, you are gonna get less clicks. Like a video title, this movie's pretty good. Nobody's gonna click on that. Like, this movie's pretty good. Like, that's a terrible title. So you have to be a little hyperbolic with like titles and stuff. But the average, like, just, you know, anybody just kind of like making a statement on like Twitter, you don't have to be hyperbolic. You're right. Like, that it gets to a point where it's like, you know, everyone's just starting to talk like that now. And even in like just conversations, people talk like that. And yeah, I agree. It's just, it does lack a level of nuance that things should have. And you're right, it really doesn't. People kind of just, either it's the best thing they've ever seen or it's the worst thing they've ever seen. And usually it's not either of those. It could be either of those. You know, it's up to the opinion at the end of the day. If you really thought that's the worst thing you've ever seen, that's fine. But yeah, most of the time it's not, right? like, you know, if you see, I always see like a movie comes out and like, what movie was it? Someone said it was like the worst movie they've ever seen. I'm like, I just don't believe you've seen that many movies if you think that. Like, sometimes I feel that way. But then again, I don't know, maybe it genuinely was the worst movie I've ever seen. I don't know. Who knows? Uh, where does Dexter Resurrection rank for you in terms of the Dexter franchise? Ooh, do I want to say it or do I want to save it for the? I'm not gonna say it. Only reason I'm not gonna say it is because I want people who, because I actually say where it ranks on my next Patreon post, and I kind of want the people who are gonna watch that to be surprised about what I say. So I'm actually not gonna tell you, but all I'll say is I think it's phenomenal. I loved it. It's incredible. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. How would you rank the Dexter shows? Well, that's different. Ranking the Dexter shows is different than ranking the season, so I'll do that. That's a little easier. That's a little less. I would say I would still put the original series at first. I mean, the thing is, it's hard to compare an 8-season show to like a show with 1 season, because all the other shows just have 1 season, so it's kind of hard to compare. But yeah, I'm gonna put Dexter in first, then Dexter Resurrection in second, then New Blood in third, and then I'd put Original Sin in last. Original Sin was actually pretty good. Like, I enjoyed it, but I do think it's just, yeah, it's the least interesting because it's, you know, it's a prequel, and I didn't need it necessarily. Like, it definitely does do some cool things with like how it ties in, like, you know, Harry, and gives us new information about him. Even like there was definitely some cool stuff there. Seeing the early days of his kills, like, it was cool. But I don't, you know, out of all the shows, it's the one I think is like the least like must watch, you know. But I still liked it. Are we gonna finally get Dexter Universe character tier ranking? I think I'm gonna save all like the Dexter ranking stuff for Resurrection season 2, because like when it comes to just making videos and timing, like when you post stuff, the best time to post stuff like that is when it's like relevant in, you know, online conversations and dialogue. So I'm definitely going to save that for October, November, whenever that season comes out, after it. So we're going to do probably a season ranking, character ranking, all that stuff. You know, but then again, I'm pissed at myself here because I hope you guys can forgive me. I did say I was going to do all that for Stranger Things, and then I actually didn't. I did a seasons ranking, and then I didn't do a character ranking. I said I was going to do a character ranking. I just didn't do it. Did I do a character ranking? Wait, now I'm like, now I'm thinking in my head, did I do it and I just forgot I did it? No, right? Let me see. MovieFusion. Hold on, I'm going insane here. MovieFusion Stranger Things character ranking. I mean, I did one 3 years ago, but I didn't do one with season 5. No, I didn't. I did a death predictions video. That's what I did. But I didn't do like a character tier list. I was gonna do it. I think I just was so busy that I just couldn't find the time for it. That happens. I said I was even gonna do a ranking of all the episodes, but again, that was just like, that's such a big video. I just did not have the time for it. Right? Like, it's just, I just could not find the time. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do it eventually, but those are tough videos to make. The ranking of every Walking Dead episode video I did, definitely my favorite video I've ever made, for sure. That video took me like over a month of time. It was insane. Insanity. Only part of She-Hulk I enjoyed was Daredevil. Even that episode, I didn't really like that much, because the thing is, like, yeah, it was cool to see Daredevil, but I think that was like the worst portrayal of Daredevil I've ever seen in my life. I get it. He was just in there for fun, whatever, but I hated it. I'm sorry. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry. What do you think of Ahsoka season 2 delay? Hopefully it's not too much of a delay. They said 2027, right? But hopefully it's early 2027. I don't know. I really want to see what season 2 is going to be like. Have you watched Severance on this channel? No, but it's definitely on the watch list. So like, whenever we do TV show polls, I usually include it, but the recent one, it didn't get enough votes to be included in the, you know, yeah, it was in the Patreon TV poll, but it didn't get enough votes. Remember the other 2 times they tried to have multiple brand new villains in a movie? Oh, for Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, hot take here. Let's do some hot take time in regards to Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3. I don't think it had a villain. I don't think it had a too many villains problem. I don't think it did. Everyone says it does. I don't think it did. Hear me out. Sandman was used for a very specific purpose of forgiveness storyline, right? For Peter, he needed to forgive him. That was the whole point of that story. Kind of the same with Harry. Harry was used for forgiveness, other way around, but that was the theme there, right? I think they were both handled well and given enough time in the movie to feel like meaningful villains in the plot. Venom was a little different because it's not really Venom. Like, that's not like a real version of Venom. Like, I don't hate him in that movie necessarily, because like I actually think he works just fine as a villain for like the final threat for the film. It's just he's not like, you know, comic fans are like, what the fuck, this isn't Venom, right? But it does work for what it is. It does work, and I actually don't mind that. So I don't think the issue ever was like too many villains there. I just think that the motivations of Eddie in that were kind of all over the place, but that's another problem. And then even with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't think that had a too many villains problem either, because Electro was given a decent amount of time. He was great. Harry in that one, again, kind of like with Eddie in Spider-Man 3, the problem wasn't that he wasn't given enough time or anything. It was that his motivation was just kind of weirdly written. But I wouldn't say he was in it too much. Rhino doesn't even count as a villain in that movie. Let's be honest. He's in that movie for five seconds. Like, that dude is not even a villain there. He's just there. He should have been in the trailers, like I said before, but I wouldn't count him as a villain. And then I guess Spider-Man No Way Home. Actually, Spider-Man No Way Home is the one that I actually had a problem with, because a lot of those villains they brought back, they didn't do shit with them. And I thought they were just kind of like cardboard cutouts. Like, dude, I hate this about myself, because whenever I rewatch movies, like, I hate when I like them less. It's like, oh, it hurts, man. Like, that happened with Spider-Man No Way Home. I used to think that was like one of the best Spider-Man movies. I was like, this is so good. I rewatched it in theaters last year because they reshowed it in theaters. I was like, yeah, that's not nearly as good as it was the first time. I was like, there's so many problems. There's a lot of good stuff though. It's a really good movie as a whole. It's just, some glaring issues where like I just have too many issues, and I don't want to rewatch it again because I feel like I'm gonna hate it. Eventually I'm gonna start hating it. It's a good movie. It's just, oh man, some of those problems just kind of eat me up. Ugh. Yeah, with Spider-Man Brand New Day, you feel like Frank won't be in much of the film. Probably the same amount as Matt in No Way Home. No, it has to be more than that. Because if it was going to be like a quick, like 2-minute cameo, like Matt was, I don't think they'd show him in the trailer. I say that, but yeah, maybe not. I don't know. No, I think Frank's going to be a bigger role. But then again, you're right. There's so many characters, so it's like, I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, when the hell is that Doomsday trailer coming? What's happening there? I've been waiting for. What were they doing? Someone explain this to me. What were they doing with those teasers that they were releasing back with Avatar? Everyone thought that was leading to something, and it just didn't. It was just 4 teasers just randomly in January, because I guess they wanted them to be connected to the Avatar showings or whatever, but I thought that was going to lead to a trailer. It just didn't. But yeah, I don't know. We're in May now. They're 100% going to release a trailer before Spider-Man, for sure, 100%. I'm thinking June we'll get it, but man, I need to see it. I'm so excited. I think that movie's going to be a lot better than people expect it to be. I really do. I feel like people are so like negative towards it right now. I think it's going to blow people away. I really do. There's a lot of things they're doing that I'm like skeptical about. Even there's a lot of things I'm like, I don't know, man. But I can't help but feel like it's gonna, Russo brothers, they're 4 for 4 for Marvel, so I have a lot of faith. I did not see the drama, but I probably will watch it. I don't think I'll react to it just because I don't think it's that popular. Maybe it is, and I just don't know. I don't know, but maybe I'll watch it for my channel. It depends on like if it's really popular. Like when it comes out online, it was really popular or something, then maybe I'll react to it. I will say though, when it comes to shows, new movies coming out that I'm definitely gonna react to that I didn't see in theaters, Mortal Kombat 2. I did not see it in theaters. I decided not. I wanted to see it in theaters, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna wait for this one. I'm gonna just wait for this one. And we reacted to the first one, so I thought that would just make sense. But we'll see. Top 3 movies this summer you are most excited for. All right, this summer, Spider-Man Brand New Day is probably number 1. The Odyssey is probably number 2. And then 3, oh, what would it be? I know The Mandalorian Grogu comes out literally next week. I don't know. The thing is with Mandalorian and Grogu, I'm like excited for it, but I'm also, it depends what it actually does, and I have no clue. I have like no idea what it's going to be. Based on some of like the early reviews, it does sound like it's just going to be like a fun adventure kind of movie, which is fine. I kind of want that movie to do some like bigger things with the characters where it really puts them in like a new, like a significantly new position, I guess. But I'm worried it's not going to do that, and it's just going to be like a fun little adventure, which is fine. But I don't know. I guess I wanted more out of a movie with those characters, but we'll wait and see what it's like. But I'm a little reserved for it right now, so I don't know if I would put that number 3. What's another summer movie? I guess Supergirl maybe, but I'm excited for that. But I feel like the trailers kind of lowered my excitement a little bit, which I hate when that happens, but it just happens. It still looks good. It's just not. It doesn't look as good as I hoped maybe. Still looks really good. What other movies? Oh, Disclosure Day. Disclosure Day has got to be up there for me. Maybe that's number 3. Yeah. Resident Evil comes out in September. I'm actually really excited for that. Technically, that comes out in summer because I think that's September 18th or something. So technically, that just makes the count for summer. Which, by the way, speaking of Resident Evil, if you want to see me play the Resident Evil games for the first time, go check out my gaming channel. Link somewhere in the description. MovieFusion 2 is the channel name. I just played Resident Evil 3 Remake for the first time. I loved it. Loving those games. I played RE1 Remake. I played RE2. We're going to do RE4 next. I'm just like, that franchise, we've only played 3 of them. I already think it's like one of my favorite game franchises ever. So like, if you want to see me react to those games, and just please go watch those videos. I had such a good time. I was pissing my pants every 2 seconds, but it was also just really fun. Like, it's just a really good game. Really good boss fights, really good. I actually like the story quite a bit. I didn't expect to get so interested in the story, but suddenly I am, and I'm a fan now. I'm a big fan. Love the puzzles. Just, I don't know, they're great. They're great. So go check those out, because the more views they get, the more I could, spend time on prioritizing more videos for them. So I always say that the more views something gets, the faster they're going to be uploaded, because that's just how it works. That's just how it works. But yeah, definitely go check those out. I've been having a blast with them. We're playing a lot of games on that channel. We're playing Red Dead Redemption 2. We play the Batman games, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Fallout 3, played a bit of that. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I still haven't gotten back to it though. It's been a while since I played that. I gotta get back into that. We're playing a lot of stuff, so just go check that out if you want to. Do you think the writers of The Boys misinterpreted why the Herogasm episode was voted so high? They went harder with the weird shit. That's what I mentioned before. That's possible, but then again, I feel like there was a lot of other moments in the show, like the premiere of season 3. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. That episode had a really like crazy thing go down. I think those moments just get a lot of attention. They get a lot of like people talking about it, and I think they just wanted to do more of that. But yeah, I agree. Like, I don't mind that stuff. I think it's fine. Like, sure, go for the shock value. It's fine. But like, you can't spend so much time on it. You know what I mean? Personally, I'm a little pissed off that I feel like most of the characters, like powers, they're kind of boring in that universe. I don't know what it is. It's like, why do all the powers, or at least like 80% of them, it feels like it's something that's meant to make you laugh. But like, I kind of wish there was more like just regular ass powers. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something. It's like, oh, this guy eats dirt and it comes out of his butt. Like, all right, like, does every power have to be that? Like, surely there's powers that don't involve that, right? Like, there's got to be some. I don't know. Or like the dude that was using his balls as like a whip. Like, all right, like, I don't know. How would you rank the villains in Dexter? That's a fun, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. I gotta think of them off the top of my head though. Trinity's probably number one. This is spoiler free. I'm not gonna be going to spoilers when I say these things. Trinity's number one. Is Trinity number one? Yeah, he is. He's got to be. Number two, I want to say, does Dexter count as a villain? I mean, I know they didn't do much with. I'll say Ice Truck Killer. Gonna keep his identity a secret just in case you haven't seen season 1. I honestly want to say Praetor from Resurrection. I really liked him. He was fantastic. I'm not gonna go with like the minor villains. We're talking about like the main villains. Praetor was fantastic. Kurt from New Blood, really liked him. He might be 4. I wouldn't count Dokes as a villain personally, even though he was technically an antagonist. I wouldn't count him. Lila could count though. She could count as a villain. But I don't think she would be that high for me. I feel like Jordan Chase and his group were like, they weren't like great villains necessarily. They were just like a really good conflict to put Dexter in and Lumen. So I maybe want to say they're up there. Isaac, if he counts as a villain, he was like half a villain, half not a villain later on, but you know what I mean. He could count. Didn't really care for the whole brain surgeon thing in season 8 all that much. I mean, you guys are watching those. I just posted the first part of season 8. Now, I like, just a bit of a spoiler for how I feel about season 8. I like the first half a lot. I feel like as it went on, I didn't like it as much, but I still, I like the season overall more than I feel like most do. Because it seems like in my comments, everyone's like, oh my God, this season sucks. But I'm like, I don't know. I didn't hate it. I think I just hated the ending more than anything. But the overall season, I had a lot of fun with. The whole show I had fun with. So there was no moment where I was like, this is boring or anything. I always had fun with it. Miguel, does he count as a villain? I don't know. This is hard. It's hard to rank them because I'm always like, who counts as a villain or not? I don't know. But yeah, I'll say top 3 is definitely Trinity, Praetor, Kurt, and Ice Truck Killer. Yo, yeah, why is Ryan like not in The Boys anymore? That is true. What the hell's going on with that? Dude just like, he just left the story. He was in episode 3 and he's not been in it since. That was surprising to me. He's got to be in episode 8, right? I saw you're playing Resident Evil 3. Yes. What are your thoughts on the Mila Djokovic Ari movies? Haven't ever seen them. I haven't seen a single Resident Evil movie. And I actually wanted to ask you guys, do you care to see me react to those movies? Because I've heard mixed thoughts. I've heard people think they're the most awful things ever. I've heard people think they're guilty pleasures. I've heard people think they're kind of fun. Let me know. Do you want me to react to any of the Resident Evil movies? I know there's a lot of those ones that apparently they don't have like a significant connection to the games. I would like to watch them someday regardless, but should I react to them? I don't know. Let me know. Because I've now played 3 of the games, so I'd at least probably get some of the references. And I know there was one that was like more based on the games, but people still didn't like it. Welcome to Raccoon City, I think it was called. I want to watch that a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for the Kreger movie for sure. I will say, like, so a lot of people have been pissed about the fact that it's not based on any of the games, right? It's kind of like its own thing. But hearing him kind of like talk about it, he was very clear that like he really wants it to be like feel like the game. You know what I mean? Like the whole like progression of like you get a better weapon as you go through the game, that like slow pace of like moving through a large area. And I feel like he understands what makes those games really good. And he's probably going to nail it. He's a great director. But I will admit, after playing the first 3 games, I do want to see someone actually make a faithful adaptation of each of those games. I would love to see that. Even though I'm totally fine with Kreger doing his own thing, kind of connecting it back a little bit, but like mostly his own thing. I would love to see someone just make like, one movie that's RE1, another movie that's RE2, another movie that's RE3, and just doing that, right? I would love that. I haven't played the rest of the games, but I can only imagine they're just going to be just as fun. I feel like, I don't know. Some people say, like, what's the point of that? Like, what's the point of video game adaptations? I think there's a huge point for two reasons. First of all, you have a big audience that doesn't play video games. Regardless of how much you want to say, like, okay, we'll just tell them to play the game. A lot of people aren't going to play the game, right? A lot of people are just not gamers. That's fine. You don't have to be a gamer, right? So it's like turning it into a movie allows that story to be represented in another medium that other people can enjoy. The same way, like, I'm not a reader. I don't read books. I don't. I sometimes, have dabbled in that here and there, but I'm just not. I don't really enjoy reading books that much. I'm sorry, I don't. Doesn't mean I can't do it. I have done it, but I just like, I'm not a fan. I'd rather watch a movie if I want to see a story. That's just a personal preference. So I love it when they turn really good books into movies. So to me, it's the same thing with the video game, right? The only difference with the video game is the video game is obviously more visual, than a book is. So, it does, like, especially a movie or a video game that's heavy with the cutscenes, it already can feel like a movie. But to me, like I said, it's nice to see that adapted in a different form. And there's also some video games that honestly are kind of messy with the story. Like they have a good story, they have a good concept, but it's like the execution usually isn't the best or whatever. And like those are the ones that I think should be turned into a movie or TV show more than anything, right? So a big example for me is the Walking Dead Telltale games, the Clementine story. I, more than anything in the world, want that to be turned into a live action TV series. And people ask me, like, well, why? Like, it's already a fantastic game. It's like, okay, I love those games to death, but you can't convince me that it's perfect all throughout. There are some terrible decisions they make in the later seasons, namely in like the end of season 2, season 3. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about if you played those games. Just like some really bizarre character deaths, really bizarre character decisions. It gets messy. I would love to see this fantastic concept of a story, these fantastic characters adapted fully in a live action form in TV show. Like, dude, that'd be amazing, right? So just because the game exists and it's perfectly fine there, which again, I don't think it's necessarily perfectly fine all the way, I think it would be nice to see that get a second chance, in a different form. Now, I feel like why things like The Last of Us, now I haven't played the game, so I'm not one of these people, I'm just hearing what I've heard. I think the reason a lot of people don't like The Last of Us show is because the game is already perfect to a lot of people. Now, again, I haven't played the game, so I don't know. I actually like the show a lot. But I've been told from a lot of people, it's like, dude, the game's already perfect. It's got a lot of cutscenes. Like, there's no, like, it was already gonna be not better just because it's, it's not the game, right? So even trying it was like, well, what's even the point? But a lot of video games aren't like that. And also, again, I think you could do it right and you could make it work. It just depends on the creatives behind it. So I don't know. That's just how I see it. And also the first point I brought up, like, yeah, some people just don't play video games. So bringing that story to a different medium, I think, is fine. I think like movies and TV shows are more of a similar medium where those are like, okay, like that's why I don't get the point of like, or no, even like, okay, animation, right? So this is something I don't agree with. I don't agree with a lot of these like remakes they've been doing, these live action remakes. To me, those kind of seem pointless. Like that's where I'm like, okay, it's the same medium. It's just animation versus live action. So like someone who likes movies, they're probably going to be fine with the animated version most of the time, right? So like, why do you have to turn that to live action, right? But a video game to a movie is very different, where it's like, that's a totally different form of storytelling. Like video game stories are not told in the same way. Like most of the Resident Evil story is told through you picking up papers on the ground and reading it, right? Like I love that storytelling. I think it's awesome, but it's like, it's a very different form of storytelling. I don't know. Sorry for the tangent, but I'm very passionate about this topic, so it's fun to talk about. What do you think about canceling Gen V? Oh yeah, they said they're not doing season 3. I don't know. To me, it's weird because I wouldn't have a problem with that if the characters had a bigger role to play in season 5. But they're not there. They've been there. They were there for 2 minutes in the last episode. Hopefully they have a big role in the finale. But yeah, it is weird because that whole show was treated as set up for more stuff in The Boys. And it's like, got to do something with that. I don't think those characters are going to disappear, though. Like I said, with The Boys Mexico, they're probably going to have these characters show up in that or something. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be gone forever. Yeah, I'm excited to see Spider-Man and Punisher together for sure. I don't think Euphoria season 3 being the last is confirmed, but the cast seem to have moved on from the show, so it's unlikely they'll return if they're not contractually obligated. That is true. What's up, Chad? How you doing? Yeah, that does make sense. Gen V doesn't need any more seasons with The Boys ending. I'm hesitant on the upcoming prequel. Yeah, the prequel, you know what I'm worried about with that prequel? I feel like The Boys is really like they really, their writing team, again, not really criticizing the writing team, their dialogue is very much like that kind of like Gen Z like humor. I don't know, I don't really know exactly how to describe it. I'm worried they're gonna have that in a show that takes place in the what is it's gonna take place in like the 1940s, right? And I don't feel like they're gonna stop that type of dialogue for that. Like if we're watching a show in the 1940s and it sounds like characters that you would feel like they're written in modern day, I don't know. To me, it's just not gonna work, you know. But then again, we have no clue. We haven't seen anything from it yet, so I'm not sure. But I'm worried about that. I'm excited for it, but I'm like, I kind of feel like this writing team. If it's the same writing team, I feel like they're just gonna, I don't know. Hopefully they won't do that, because I feel like that'll take me out of it. If the characters are like using like modern slang and stuff, I'm just gonna, I don't know. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird to me. Of all the movies coming out this year, which are you most excited for? Avengers Doomsday for sure. Do I think it's gonna be the best? It's up for, yeah, I don't know, maybe, but no certainty of that. But I'm really excited for it. You know, when it said lighter tone, it meant literally, right? You mean like the sunshine? Like what do you mean? When I hear lighter tone, I'm thinking like happier. You know what I mean? Like less dark. You know what I mean? No way they actually meant like it's just gonna be brighter out. If they did, then I don't know, man. Oh my god. Some of the best shows are where the writers knew the endpoint before they started writing it. Dark and Attack on Titan. Yeah. Like I said, it's just good to know your endpoint. But then again, I don't think it's necessarily like something you have to do. It's just the thing you should do. You know. Season 3 isn't confirmed to be the last season of Euphoria, but Zendaya said she believes it's the final season, and the creator said it was written to provide closure. Okay, so then yeah, it probably will be. But they'll probably see how people feel about it and then maybe decide to do more if people like it a lot. But based on what I've seen, it seems like people don't like it. So I don't think they're doing more. Yeah, it probably will be the last one then. Has so far, HBO has referred to the finale as a season finale, though, not a series finale. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's going to be the last season. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, 100%. They're both my top 5. More than top 10. They're top 5. Vince making shit up as he goes makes me excited for how the nuke will play out in Pluribus. Oh, dude, I'm so excited for Pluribus season 2. I hope it comes sooner rather than later, though. I'm a little worried that's going to take too long to release. I mean, at the same time, I don't want them to feel rushed. Like, take your time with it, but I don't want to wait till like 2028 for that. You know, try to get it out in 2027 at least, I hope. Like, I really want to see more of that show. That show was really good. We're doing Attack on Titan with the subs. We're watching it in Japanese. Currently rewatching Breaking Bad on my friend's Patreon. I'm curious what your ranking of the seasons is. I'll make it real quick because for Breaking Bad, it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think every season is better than the last. I don't know if that's a hot take, though, because I feel like most people will rank season 1 above season 2, but I think season 2 is better. But I feel like 5, 4, 3 being like the top 3, I feel like is pretty consistent with most people I know. Some people put 4 above 5. I think that's blasphemy. Season 5 is better. Season 4 is fantastic. It's like one of the best seasons of television, but I feel like season 4 is strongest in its last like 6 episodes. I feel like the first half is not nearly as good, whereas season 5 is literally a masterpiece from start to finish. There's like maybe 3 episodes in the beginning that I think are a little just like not bad, but they're just like not as exciting. Once you get to episode 5, the train episode, every episode from then on out, it's like a 10 out of 10. That's a perfect season of television. It's my favorite season of television for sure. I don't think it's ever going to be beaten, to be honest. So, yeah, love it. I wish I could watch that show for the first time again. I watched that show when I was 13 years old, dude. But I did rewatch it many times though, so I couldn't do a reaction again and like try to be like, oh, like, you know, I haven't seen it in a while. No, I've seen it like 10 times. So yeah, it's definitely a show that I've seen quite a lot, but I love it. I'm glad we got to react to the last 2 seasons of Better Call Saul though, because those were really fun to do. Please add Banshee to your TV show poll. I feel like I had that on there at least one of the times, but not on the recent one. I feel like years ago I did a poll and I included it. But yeah, I actually would love to watch that. I heard about it. Anthony Starr's in it, right? Yeah, Anthony Starr. I would love to watch that. I heard good things about it. I don't know what it's about though. These damn shows are forgetting how to make a last season right. Not Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. They got it down. They got it down. Even The Walking Dead's final season I thought was decent. I mean, not perfect. It was long though. It was 24 episodes. But then again, that wasn't really the last season. Like that's the thing. I can't even consider that the last season of that show because it's like, dude, we're still got more seasons of the same characters, so it's not really the last season. Do you think Dune will gain more attraction than Doomsday? No. I see a lot of people thinking Dune is going to outsell Doomsday. It's just not going to happen. Like, no matter how, like, I'm sure Dune will get more critical acclaim. Like, it'll probably be more praised. It's not going to sell more than an Avengers movie. Avengers is going to clear at least 1.5 billion. I don't know if it's going to hit 2 billion, but at least 1.5. Dune, I think will struggle. Honestly, I think it'll struggle to hit 1 billion. How much did Dune 2 make? I might be wrong. It probably will hit 1 billion, but I don't know if it'll go like far into the billions. Dune 2 box office. I'm pretty sure Dune 2 was about. Oh no, Dune 2 was 700 million. Okay, never mind. I don't think it's gonna hit 1 billion. If Dune 2 didn't get 1 billion, then Dune 3 is not gonna get 1 billion. So it'll probably get around the same as my guess, like 700, 800 million. But again, does it really matter? That's still a lot of money. So not saying your comment doesn't matter. Great question. But I think, does it really matter in terms of like, I don't think like we need, like it needs to be like a, what do you call it? Like a competition sort of a thing, because it makes sense that Avengers would do better. It's Avengers, right? What matters more to me is which movie's better. And I don't know, it could be either or at this point. I know most people are going to say, obviously Dune's going to be better, but in my opinion, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? I'm more excited for Doomsday for sure, but then again, I have more of a connection to those characters than I do for the Dune stuff. Sorry, I do. Not really surprised. We've had so many more projects with it, so it just makes sense you're gonna be more connected to certain characters that are just you've been with longer, you know. But I'm really excited for Dune though, because dude, that Dune Part 2 was a crazy IMAX experience, like one of my favorites I've ever had. So I'm excited. Dexter has 11 seasons. So including all the shows, there's 11 seasons. That's why it's been taking us a long time to get through. Why do you have 3 channels you can call your second channel? Yeah, you could technically call all of them. I feel like for me, it's the movie channel and the Call of Duty channel. Those are like the main ones. And then the other gaming channel is my secondary channel, because these 2 channels are the ones that I get an actual like income from. Like I make a living from these channels, right? Whereas that other channel is like purely a hobby channel. Like I can tell you right now, I think I made $10 on that channel in the past month. So like I'm not doing that channel for the money. Like that's, you know, not that I'm doing this channel for the money either. It's, you know, it's a mixture, you know, it's nice to get paid, but it's also, I love doing it. But that channel is purely like, there's no monetary incentive at all to anything, because it's like, it's just for fun. But would I be mad if there was more of a monetary incentive? No, because then that just means I can put out more content. So that's not a bad thing if it was a monetary incentive. But yeah, that's more of a hobby channel. That's why I would call that the second channel. These 2 are the main channels for sure. These are the ones I post on like daily. Although the Call of Duty one, sometimes I kind of slack a bit. It just kind of depends on the day, kind of depends on the month. I don't know. Have you watched other anime? No. So this will be the first one. Well, for TV shows, I don't really know anime. Like I thought anime just meant Japanese animation, right? That's what that means, right? Am I wrong about that? Because wouldn't that also include movies? Because if it includes movies, I think I have seen a few that would be classified as anime, but TV shows, no. The main criticism against Joker 2 that bothers me is it's pointless, because what does that even really mean? Yes, next gen, I 100% agree. I hate the whole, this movie's pointless. Every movie is pointless. Movies don't have to exist. They're movies. You can take one out and the world will probably function just fine without it. As much as, I love certain movies for sure. And yes, some movies have been very influential. Don't get me wrong. I don't think movies necessarily in a singular position, they all don't need to exist. Here's a great example, like for sequels, right? I love Terminator 2. I think it's a fantastic movie. Did that sequel need to exist? That came out like 7 years later. It's a phenomenal movie. I love it. It totally deserves to exist. But like, did it need to? I don't think it needed to, right? So why does Joker 2, why is that pointless? It's a new story being told by someone who has an idea. And yeah, I get a lot of people didn't like the idea just from the get-go, but that doesn't mean it's pointless, right? Like there is a point to the movie very clearly. It's just a matter of like, do you like it or not, right? And I totally understand why people didn't like it. I'm not trying to force people to like it, but some of the criticism I definitely was like, about. Actually, my criticism that I hate the most is people saying they hate it because they think the movie is like criticizing people who liked the first movie. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. The movie's not telling you to go fuck yourself. Like, it's not, people were literally wording it that way. They're like, the movie's giving people who like the first movie a middle finger. No, it ain't. No, it ain't doing nothing. It's a movie. It doesn't have thoughts and feelings. It's a movie. Now, I know what people mean when they say that. I'm talking the writer is saying that, but the writer was not saying that. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, Raimi was forced to add Venom. I did hear about that. It was not really supposed to be in that movie. No Way Home did not age well for me. Reference slop. I love that term. Yeah, it does have that problem. One of my least favorite pieces of dialogue in that movie is the when Green Goblin said, "I'm something of a scientist myself." That's one of my least favorite lines in a movie ever, and it's because it's the worst version of a reference. Like, dude, if you wanted to reference that like in a more organic way, maybe have Green Goblin like just mention he's a scientist at some point, right? But like the exact same phrase, it just sounded so cheap, and it was like, come on, like, it's a meme, and so you're get out of here. Wasn't a fan of it. It's still a great movie. It's just, I don't know. Can we agree TASM 1 is a top 3 Spider-Man movie? For me, it's probably maybe actually. What is my Spider-Man ranking? I actually don't even know. I'm talking all this shit about No Way Home, but I still think I have No Way Home pretty high in my ranking. I changed my ranking pretty significantly recently. Not recently, but like a couple months ago. I changed my rankings a lot for things. I'm sure you guys know this by now. I'm pretty sure I have TASM 1 in my top 3, though. I can't find it. I'm trying to like scroll through my letterbox to find it, because I know it's there somewhere. I know my top 2 is Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. Those are my top 2. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 and 3. I'm a sucker for those movies. And that's the big change I made. I used to have Spider-Man 3 a little lower, but after rewatching it, I was like, no, this movie's a masterpiece. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. It makes me cry every time I watch it. I love it. Oh, here we go. Oh, No Way Home is in my top 3. Ooh. Kind of want to change that now that I'm thinking about it. No Way Home is great, but I don't know. So my top 5 right now is Spider-Man 2 is number 1, then Spider-Man 3, then No Way Home, then The Amazing Spider-Man 1. Hear me out. Then The Amazing Spider-Man 2, then number 6 is Spider-Man 1. I'm sorry. I like Spider-Man 1, but it's not my favorite. I do prefer TASM 2, crazy enough. And then I actually have the Spider-Verse movies after that. I like those movies a lot, but I don't like them as much as other people do. And then Homecoming is below the Spider-Verse movies. Homecoming is fine. It's just kind of whatever. I don't really think it's that exciting. I liked it a lot when it first came out, but going back to it, it's kind of like it's like a fun little adventure movie, but it's not like the craziest thing ever. And then in dead last, I have Far From Home. Not dead last. I still think Far From Home's good, but not my favorite. I didn't include all the Venom and other movies. My ranking includes all the Spider-Verse stuff, like the Venom and Sony stuff, but those are like mostly at the bottom anyways. Oi, will you ever do other games, story heavy stuff or anything, stuff other than COD and a few other things? So I have a lot of plans. So first of all, for the COD channel, that channel is always going to be just Call of Duty. That is like meant to be a Call of Duty channel through and through. Sometimes I'll do like Call of Duty adjacent things on that channel. Like I played some Battlefield stuff on there before, but that's meant to be a Call of Duty channel through and through. That's just like, it fits better for the algorithm. And I love Call of Duty so much that I will play that a lot. I love zombies. I love multiplayer. The campaigns are all so good. So that's always going to stay as just a Call of Duty channel for the most part. But the other one, MovieFusion 2, that's for literally any other game. So yes, I do plan on playing a lot of stuff there. Now, the frequency at which I will play those things, again, it kind of depends on how many views there are, of course, but I'm definitely getting through a lot of games. I'm definitely playing a lot at once right now. So like Red Dead Redemption 2, Batman Arkham games we played. We're going to play Origins next. Then there's Fallout 3. I know that game we haven't played in a while, but that was one that I was playing. But I have a lot of other ones planned. Like I'm going to play The Last of Us one of these days. I'm going to play God of War one of these days. I'm going to play, I don't know, we had a lot planned. The Uncharted series. Like there's so many games I want to play. So that channel we're going to be doing a lot with for a while. Right now, I'm really like, I really want to get through the rest of the Resident Evil games because I'm just loving those so much. And I want to be caught up with everyone. So like when the next Resident Evil game comes out, I can be just as excited as everyone else. So I would like to hopefully get through all of those within like the next year, maybe. Yes, it'll take me about a year to get through all of those. There's like at least 10 more we got to play, right? But there's also a lot of other games we're playing. So yeah, definitely go subscribe to that channel if you haven't already, because we're playing a lot of stuff there. It's just, again, the frequency at which I post them sometimes depends on the month. It depends on how much free time I have. Because like I said, that channel currently is a hobby channel. That's currently what it is. But again, if it gets more views, it could maybe turn into more of a, you know, or less of a hobby channel, I guess. And I don't have any shame in saying that. I feel like some YouTubers, like, they want to make it seem like money has like zero motivation in what they do, and I'm just like, realistically, like that's not true. Like most people do not like that, because it comes down to what you can make time for. And like, yeah, you work, I'm sure most of you have like a job that you work a certain amount of hours, 40 hours a week or whatever, right? So if I'm doing a game for a channel, right, and it's purely a hobby, like it's not going to make any money basically, right? Because if it gets less than 1,000 views, it's not making any money, right? That's just how videos are. And well, it's not that it's not making any money. It might make a couple dollars, but that's obviously not like, you know, that's for the amount of time it takes. It's not really like, you know, so that to me, that's like a hobby, or it's like that's I'm just doing that for fun, and I'm totally fine with that if I have the free time for that. But I can't cut into my work hours with those videos because of that, because of the fact that they're not really making much. But the thing about YouTube that's really hard to, you know, do is the fact that there's no guarantee about how much money a video will make going into it. So like there'll be times where I'll sit down, spend like 20 hours on a video that I worked really hard on, and it'll make like $2. And it's like, that didn't pay off in terms of the monetary incentive. But if I was really proud of the video and I was happy about it, sometimes I usually just kind of get over it. I'm like, that's, you know, I had fun making that, whatever, right? But that's why certain videos that I'm not necessarily like certain will make a certain amount of money, I can't cut into my work hours, because like I got to make a living. I got to pay bills, right? So I'm going to admit that. Like I don't feel shame admitting that. Like I feel like, again, a lot of channels, like they like to make it seem like they have no mind. I'm like, realistically, you have to have some, unless you're like just flowing in the cash, but like you got to have some, what's the word, if you're going to be posting consistently, I guess. But if I was only going to post like once a month, obviously it wouldn't matter. But, you know, again, it's all about balancing the work hours and the hobby hours, I guess, is the way I put it. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions about all that, I'm just going into tangents now. Will you ever play The Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk? Oh yeah, all those are my list. Actually, I had a list. I'm gonna tell you the list right now, because I have a list of games I really want to play. Because I'm like ashamed of the fact that I have not played a lot of games. I'm this guy who loves to play video games, but then again, I'm just a big Call of Duty guy. So I play a lot of Call of Duty. Takes up a lot of my time. But here is my list. I posted this on a community tab on this channel, or on MovieFusion too. So we're currently playing Red Dead Redemption 2, Arkham, the Batman Arkham series, Fallout 3, Resident Evil games. I have started to play, but I want to finish Hogwarts Legacy. I played that a long time ago and I still haven't finished it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, some of the Far Cry games like Far Cry 6, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle still haven't finished, but then again, I don't know if people really care to see that. I don't know. I didn't know people like that much. Alien Isolation we didn't finish. And then obviously we're going to get through, like, I would like to play the rest of the Fallout games. I would like to play the rest of the Star Wars Jedi games, the rest of the Resident Evil games, like I said. I'm going to play Red Dead Redemption 1 after finishing 2, so we're going to go back to play 1. I would like to play GTA 4. I have not played GTA 4. I played GTA 5 a bunch, but I actually haven't played GTA 4. The Last of Us Part 1 and 2, God of War, Uncharted series, Assassin's Creed series, the Halo campaigns, Guardians of the Galaxy, Silent Hill games, Tomb Raider games, the Doom games, Cyberpunk, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, Control, Claire, Obscure, Expedition 33. I put that there because everyone was saying it's like the greatest thing ever, so I put it on my list. Dead Space games, Death Stranding, Gears of War, Mass Effect, Portal 1 and 2, The Witcher, Wolfenstein games, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, BioShock, Half-Life, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking games I haven't played, so that's the moral of the story here. And then there's new games coming out this year that I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the Marvel's Wolverine game for sure. I'm gonna play GTA 6, Lego Batman. I'm playing that shit. That comes out in like next week. I'm playing Lego Batman for sure. So we got a lot. Have you seen Project Hail Mary? So I did, and yes, I posted a review on my Letterboxd. Did not post a review on YouTube, and I'll tell you why. Just a quick story. I was very sick that night, and so usually I record a reaction like right after watching a movie, or not a reaction, a review right after watching in theaters, and either it's a short or a video, whatever it may be. I was going to do a short at the very least for that movie, but I was just really sick that night, and then I just ended up, like, even the next day I was sick, so I just couldn't. I didn't have the time for it, and then it was just like, by the time a week went by, I was like, okay, I just guess I'm not posting a review for that. But I really loved it, though. It's easily one of my favorite movies of the year. That was a fantastic movie. So I'll definitely have more to talk about that movie, the end of the year ranking that I do for all the movies, because it's definitely going to be in my top 10 of the year. I'd be surprised if it's not in my top 10 of the year. Who knows, though? It depends what else comes out this year. I'm going into Doomsday expecting Tobey Maguire, and if that doesn't happen, I will be disappointed. I feel like he'll be in Secret Wars, but I don't know. Doomsday would be a bit quick to see him in, but we'll see. Will you ever play through the Injustice story? I don't know. I played those games just from like the multiplayer, like the verses, but never played the story. I don't know. Have you seen SC-38 Reimagined? Yes, I did. The Vader versus Obi-Wan thing. That was really cool. I have seen that. Really, really loved it. Supergirl looks a bit too Guardians of the Galaxy derogatory. I think Supergirl, for me, it looks not like... What is the word? I'm going to use the word zany, but I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know if that's the right word. What does zany mean? Something amusingly unconventional, eccentric, or bizarre. Yeah, I think that's what I meant. I think the movie should be more zany, because the comics are very colorful. Like, they're very like, holy shit, like, it's crazy stuff. It doesn't look visually as interesting as I was hoping. That's my issue with the trailers. It looks a bit more like standard comic book movie type thing, right? I'm sure it's going to be really good, but I kind of wish they went a bit crazier with the visuals. Like, it should be like a very imaginative kind of movie, you know? I'm excited for Backrooms as well. I'm probably going to see that in theaters. RE4, we're going to play Resident Evil 4 next. Probably, I hope within the next month I'll start it at the very least. Is it going to be longer than RE3 though? Because RE3 was short. I did like RE3 though. Yeah, so I actually really liked the Mortal Kombat movie. I did not see the sequel yet though. I'm going to do a reaction to it. Will you see any more Scorsese films? Yeah, actually, I mean, here's the thing. Scorsese is probably the most like popular director that I actually like just haven't seen many of his movies. But we actually did watch one of his movies recently for my Patreon, and it is by far my favorite movie from Scorsese, and I'm gonna post it to YouTube hopefully within the next few months. There's so many other movies I have to post first, but I watched The Departed, so that is now on Patreon, and yeah, that was an incredible movie. So, yeah, I hope to watch more Scorsese for sure. He's great. There's definitely still a lot of his movies I haven't seen yet. Are you gonna do both RE4 remake and original? I don't know. I'm gonna do the remake first. We could definitely go back to the original just for like fun at some point, but maybe not right away. I hope Negan embraces / accepts his old self again and uses it for good, like season 10, since he's been sad and ashamed for a while. That would be interesting. I guess he did that a little bit in season 2, but not like fully, I guess. He did it for like, I guess he was kind of faking it just for the whole purpose of, like you said, utilizing it for good. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. The fall of the boys has to be studied. I love that saying, like, this has to be studied. I'm going to assume Ryan actor still had school during shoots, which might make sense why he's not in that much. Yeah, that's a common thing with kid actors. They just can't be in as much as they probably should be in it. That is unfortunate for sure. Only book you'll be reading is Zombies book. Oh, the COD Zombies art book. Yeah, I'm excited for that for sure. You know, actually, I do like comics though. Like, I said I don't like reading, but like I do read comics. So there's that. Those are a little different though. I did start reading Game of Thrones though. I know it's technically called A Song of Ice and Fire. Well, the series is called that. I did start reading that, but I didn't get far. So I don't know. I don't really have much time to read. I guess I'm just doing so many other things, and it's like there's already so many movies, TV shows, and video games I haven't played. Like, if I gotta start adding books to that, I'm never gonna finish all of them. Like, it's just never gonna happen. I wish more folks were as open-minded and reasonable as you. Thank you. I pride myself on being that, I would say. Like, I go into movies and shows kind of just being like, it could be anything. Like, I don't know. Like, you could be the worst director ever, and you can release a new movie. I'm gonna go into it being hopeful. At least a little bit. But if it ends up being bad, it ends up being bad. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I feel like some people like to like set themselves up for disappointment. They're like, okay, this is going to be bad. Just to like set themselves up for it. But like, that doesn't do me any good. I don't know. I might have those like instincts, but I like to give it a shot. Did you hear the news that Sam Raimi is directing a remake of the horror movie Magic from 1978? I did hear that. Personally, I'm excited because Send Help was a great return to horror from him. Yeah, I'm always going to be excited to see a new horror remake or a new horror movie from Sam Raimi. I didn't know anything about that movie though, Magic. I've never seen it, so I'm not really sure what that's even about. But now I might go watch it just to get ready for that remake. I think you'll love season 3 of The Last of Us as a show only. It adapts the best parts of the second game. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that show. I like season 2 more than most apparently, but again, it's probably because I didn't play the games, so there's that. What's your dream video game adaptation? So I talked about it a little bit before, but obviously the Walking Dead Telltale games take the Clementine storyline, turn it into a live action 8-season story. This is something I'm so passionate about. I think more than anything that I've ever lived when it comes to like movies and stuff. This is the most passionate I've ever been for anything. I think it would be the greatest thing ever. I've actually spent a lot of time writing this. I wouldn't call myself a writer at this point, but the only things I actually have spent time writing is what an adaptation of that would look like, because that's how much I want it to happen. I've written scripts for it. I've written outlines of how all 8 seasons would look like. I've been doing this. You're going to be shocked to hear. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. I'm not even kidding. That first game came out in 2012 when I was 12 years old. And ever since that first game came out, I was writing stuff of like what this would look like if it was a TV show. And then the second season came out, and then I did more. And then the third game came out, and I did more. And then now that we have the full game, we have the full story. I've spent the last like 6 years like on and off, like I'm writing like new versions of like, oh, this would be cool. This would be cool. Like, I don't know. They're all just in my head. And like, do I ever expect this to actually exist as an actual thing? I hope it does. But I guess the scripts are really just for fun. I don't really expect to do anything with it. But yeah, I want that to exist, man. It's fucking, it's such a good game, and it's there's so much potential and missed opportunity that like an adaptation of that would just be so good. You start with Clementine 10 years old, and then it ends with her being a grown adult, and it's all about her going through that journey of becoming a survivor and having to even become a mother in a sense, right? Like, oh, it's just such a good story. But I don't know, will it ever happen? Who knows? I have a little bit of hope because recently there was this thing about AMC selling the rights, but then again, that wasn't about selling the rights, it was about selling the licensing rights. So like they want to put the Walking Dead shows on other platforms. So like it's on Netflix now, but I think that deal ends soon, so they're looking to put it on other platforms beyond that. I would love to see them make a deal with Amazon, because Amazon is connected to Skybound, and Skybound is connected to the Walking Dead Telltale games. So like if they did that, they could maybe make this exist. I don't know though. I want it to exist. I think it could benefit vice versa too. Like imagine Telltale the Walking Dead game. Yeah, I love how you mentioned that right after that. There could be some very interesting choices, like if Shane lived. Oh no, you're talking about something. Oh, I read that wrong. You're saying imagine a Telltale game like The Walking Dead based on the original show. Oh, I see what you're saying. So like for what if stuff. Funny enough, they kind of did that with The Walking Dead Destinies, and it was the worst thing ever. But you're right, they could do that in a way that could actually work though, like in an interesting way. That game just failed. That was a bad game. But no, I really want this adaptation to exist more than anything. Other examples that I can say though beyond that, Call of Duty Zombies. I love the campaigns, and they're already making a Call of Duty movie. Actually, they already confirmed that. We don't know what it's going to be about. I'm a bit worried it's going to be just like a generic war movie, and then they'll just slap Call of Duty on the name. I hope they don't do that. Please, for the love of God, adapt the actual games. I want to see the original Modern Warfare series adapted. That's what I want to see. Each of those games could be a movie easily. But I want to see Call of Duty Zombies as well. I think you can do really cool stuff. A lot of people say it should be like animated, but I would love a live action Call of Duty Zombies movie. I'm telling you, do it one game at a time. Start with World at War. Like it would be like, it would show like the Group 935 stuff, and like through World War II, the progression of all their technology, and then eventually leading to the zombies and Samantha taking control, all that stuff. If you know the Call of Duty Zombie storyline, like you could do such a cool movie out of that. There's a lot of missed opportunities in that storyline that I feel like could be handled even better in a movie, to be honest. But regardless, other than that, playing through Red Dead Redemption, I would love that to be a game, or not a game, a TV show. I feel like Red Dead Redemption would be a really, really good TV series. Even GTA, like there's a lot of good GTA storylines you can do adapted into. You would have to get more creative with that though. You have to do a little different things. Something that I had an idea for. I know GTA has so many different characters within its world. Do like a story where it's like a more relatable character that's like the main character, and he's kind of like thrown into the world of crime within GTA. And maybe like I haven't played GTA 4, so I know there's characters in New York City in that game, but like the first season could be like based on stuff in Los Santos, and like this character gets thrown into stuff and involved with like Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, and it's like you see the storyline through the lens of a more relatable character, I guess. That would be actually an interesting show in my opinion. I don't know if they wanted to ever adapt the Grand Theft Auto stuff. Dying Light is some of my favorite games. The story is not that great though, but I feel like you could make the story a lot better within a movie. So I would love to see a Dying Light movie. So now there's a lot of things that I would love to see, but the number one thing is the Telltale story. I want to see that Clementine thing adapted. Oh, that would be so good, man. Oh, if you got the best possible casting for Clementine and Kenny, and like, oh man, like don't get me wrong, I love Lee, but he would only be in season 1 anyways. So like, Kenny would be like all throughout the whole season, the whole series. I would do Kenny justice, because the games did not do him justice. The games, they done him wrong. So you would have, I can go on and on. I can go on and on. Any chances of reacting to the Hannibal TV series? That was on the recent polls. It didn't win, but I'm going to do another poll. And because we're going to watch 2 shows at once, because, that's usually what I like to do. Because we're going to be ending Dexter soon. And also Euphoria soon. So yeah, we could definitely do another show. So maybe Hannibal will be the show. We don't know. I'll do another poll for sure. So that will definitely be included on that next poll. 100%. We need more animated adaptations rather than live action. It depends. I definitely would be totally fine with that. Depends on the thing for sure. For both video games and books, especially those in the fantasy genre. I'm definitely like on board with that for a lot of things. But for the Walking Dead thing, Clementine, I want that live action. 100%. And get a really good, like don't get me wrong, I love the creatives behind a lot of the stuff in The Walking Dead, but honestly, I would say like try to get like a fresh team and really like you need a good budget, really care about the quality and the realism behind it. Like that's what I would care about more than anything. Who would win in a fight, Dexter Morgan or Negan Smith? Probably Dexter. Dexter knows jujitsu. Negan doesn't know any of that. No, Negan just knows how to swing a bat. Negan's kind of shit at fighting, to be honest. He's not shit at it. I guess he's okay, but I think Dexter would win. Is Dexter or The Walking Dead in your top 10? Oh, easily. The Walking Dead is my number 1. Dexter is in top 10, but probably number like 6 or 7, maybe. Favorite seasons of television: Breaking Bad season 5, Game of Thrones season 4. The Walking Dead season 6. What else? Better Call Saul season 6. I'll put Dexter season 4 up there even as well. Stranger Things season 4, Daredevil season 3, Breaking Bad season 4 as well. That's definitely up there. Even Game of Thrones season 3 is deserving of being up there. Yeah, that sounds about right. I could put The Walking Dead season 4 and 5 up there as well. Seasons 4, 5, and 6 are my favorite Walking Dead seasons. What's so good about Euphoria? I really like the addiction storylines. Which I think in a lot of ways it's not just about drug addiction. There's also like sex addiction, I would say. Like that is a part of the show in an extent. It's not like I wouldn't say it's prevalent in terms of like there's a specific character going through necessarily. It's more so like there is things related to sex that is involved with addiction in that show. But the main appeal, I would say, in terms of the entertainment is, I think Rue's drug addiction is really, really interesting, the way they tell it. So I don't know. I think it was handled well for the most part. But it's also really funny. So I think it's a funny show. Oh yeah, Welcome to Derry. I'm really excited for season 2 as well. Is that come out this year or is that next year? Scrolling through your watch list on Letterboxd, there's so many you haven't seen that I'd kill to see your reactions on. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen, yeah. So we have a lot to react. That's the thing about this channel, is this channel's like never gonna end. There's so much to react to, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't want it to end. Would love to see reactions to the Resident Evil movies. Now proceed with caution with the Resident Evil Netflix show. Oh, I don't think I would watch that one. Movies I would be more likely to do. The show, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that show though, to be honest. I don't think I heard anything good though, so I don't think people like it. I think the way Dune Part 3 could hit $1 billion is if it's Return of the King level quality. Yeah, I mean, if it's like really, really good, I think it's gonna be probably just as good as Dune Part 2, but I don't know. We'll see. How do you play a game over 2 years and remember anything? So if that does happen where I play a game a long time ago and then it takes me a while to come back to it, usually what I'll do is watch a recap video, like up to the recap of the story up until where I left off, and usually it refreshes my memory on it. Sometimes I'll even rewatch my videos on it. Like I've done that before. I watch my own videos more than I probably should. Like I wonder if it's like does that say anything negative about me? I don't know. Am I obsessed with myself? I do like watching my videos though, because for me it's like a time capsule of memories, right? So I like to watch old videos and be like, oh, I remember this time. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I do that a lot though. Okay, we have a lot more stuff I would love to get to. I am going to go to the bathroom real quick and I'll be right back to read more comments. We're probably going to do another like 20 minutes or so just to read through the rest of the stuff. And then we'll probably end it in like 20 minutes. But I just want to use the bathroom real quick just so I can, read these without holding my bladder. So I'll be right back. do you like that Game of Thrones shirt? Actually, no, House of the Dragon. My bad. not Game of Thrones. You should watch Death Note. I would love to. Actually, fun fact: I watched the Death Note movie, but I never seen the show. The Netflix movie that everyone hated, which I actually kind of liked it. But then again, what do I know? Did you hear about the GTA 6 pre-order leak? Yeah, that means the next trailer's got to come out next week, right? To be fair, calling Joker 2 pointless is in the same vein of calling Toy Story 4 pointless. The story's already complete, and leaving the franchise is a much better option. But then again, you can kind of say that about a lot of things. Like, what makes the franchise complete, you know? Because, like, you can go to, like, Terminator, right? Like, did they really need to make a Terminator 2? Did they need to make an Aliens, the sequel to Alien? They didn't really have to, right? The franchise did kind of have a close, but they had an idea. They said, okay, this would be cool if we do this, and then they did it, right? So I think, to me, that goes for like any sequel where it didn't really need to exist. But you're right, though. In some cases, it's like, okay, if a story ends in a really perfect way, it does sometimes feel weird to like, why continue it? I kind of agree. Like, Toy Story 3 has a fantastic ending, right? So that's why it's like, okay, well, Toy Story 4, did we need that to exist? I see what you're saying. But I'm also a big proponent of movies exist on their own, right? There's a franchise, but there's also the movie. The movie's on its own. Like, I don't think the Toy Story 3 ending is ruined because of Toy Story 4, because that ending is still there as a part of that movie. You could still see that first 3 movies as like its own trilogy. Not saying you have to forget 4 exists necessarily, but like, you could theoretically just watch the first 3 movies and that is your complete trilogy, right? The 4th movie doesn't like take away from that, at least for me personally. And I feel the same way about Joker, where it's like, you know, if people didn't like 2, I don't think it ruins 1. So it's like, I don't think the existence of it is necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just this person had this idea and went with it, right? And so a lot of people like call, like, some of the Toy Story stuff, you could argue is like, okay, yeah, these movies are going to make a lot of money, so they're doing it because it's going to make a lot of money, right? People call that a cash grab. I'm not going to say that because I don't know behind the scenes, like, maybe there actually was people that were really passionate about telling another story with these characters. Who knows? For Joker 2, I have a hard time calling that a cash grab, because if they wanted that to be a cash grab, they would have played it safe. They would have done a Joker and Harley Quinn, like Bonnie and Clyde style movie where they, like, you know, Joker escapes being held captive. He was in the asylum. I'm making it sound like he was like kidnapped. He escapes with Harley, and they just go on an adventure killing people the whole movie. Like, they could have just done that. It would have probably done way better. People would have loved it. They would have had fun with it. You could have definitely done more story with, you know, him and how his connection works with her. And there definitely could have been a good story there. Don't get me wrong. But instead they said, let's do a musical and just make it absolutely bizarre, where he's actually like almost going against this past persona of himself, and he doesn't want to be it. Like, it's a very out there risky move that I can't call that a cash grab. So like, I can't call it pointless, because I feel like he did have a reason for that. He wanted to tell the story. He had a really like interesting reason for wanting the story to exist. And I don't know, for me, I got a lot out of it. Like, I thought the commentary was actually really brilliant. Do I think it was perfect? No, I had some issues with it, but I loved it. Sometimes I think I would have preferred the first option, just Joker and Harley Quinn on a killing spree. I think that would have been fun too. But then again, like, I think this was a really ballsy movie, and I respect that, you know? So it's hard. I don't know. That's just the way I see it, I guess. It's not to say taking risks is always a good thing, though. It depends. But for me, I was like, kind of, I don't know. Spider-Man 1 below TASM 2 is straight up blasphemy. I know it is a little bit blasphemous, but you know what? Is what it is. I think for me, look, when I look at movies and how I rank them and rate them, it's about the positives and the negatives. I think it's like the most important thing to keep in mind, because I'll tell you right now, yeah, I have more negatives with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 than I do for Spider-Man 1, 100%. I could think of like 5 significant problems with TASM 2. And with Spider-Man 1, I don't really think I can think of anything bad about it, to be honest. Like, there's maybe like one thing I can say, maybe, like, there's not a lot, right? But it's not just about the negatives. It's also about the positives. TASM 2 does a lot more for me. There's moments I cry in that movie. There's like 3 scenes I cry. There's so much good storytelling, especially with Peter and Gwen. even Aunt May has a lot of good stuff in that movie. Like there's a lot of phenomenal stuff. Some of my favorite stuff. The visuals, oh my god, it's one of the most gorgeous superhero movies I've ever seen. I think it's incredible looking to this day. It came out 12 years ago, and it's still better looking than every Spider-Man movie that's came out since. It is incredible. So it just has so many positives. I can't I just can't. I don't know. That's the way I see it. But I still haven't finished Red Dead Redemption 2. We got to like the big part of the game though, so we're in the epilogue. So I think we're almost done. I've been told I'm like close to the end. What show, in your opinion, is overrated? Overrated. Oh, that's a tough one. Let me look at my list of shows and just like the ones I've watched and just kind of like see something that I ranked lower than most people do. I kind of want to say The Boys, but no, because I don't know. The Boys I do like, but I don't like it as much as other people do, I think. I still like it a lot. I don't know. It's just not like, I wouldn't put it as like top tier television. Even the first 3 seasons, I wouldn't. I'm like scrolling down my list. Remember, overrated does not mean bad. Overrated just means you don't like it as much as other people do. It does not mean you think it's bad. So maybe... could I say Chucky? I don't know, because Chucky, I feel like... I wouldn't say people loved Chucky, but I thought Chucky was just kind of disappointing for most of it. Like, I thought season 1 was okay. Season 2 I thought was bad. Season 3 I thought was mixed. Like, some of it was good, some of it was bad. As a whole, it's just like, I just kept thinking to myself, what are we doing with this character? Like, what are we doing with Chucky, man? Like, come on. And I know they're doing a movie now, and I'm hoping that movie's good. Don Mancini said they're bringing it back to the horror, right? The horror roots. So hopefully it's going to be good. But I don't know, man. The show was just, I wasn't a fan of a lot of it. So I would call that overrated, because I feel like there was a lot of people who were like really defending it. And I was like, that's fine. Like, I'm glad you liked it, but it was not for me. I feel like they were going in a direction with the character that just didn't work for me. Did not work for me. I do like the comedic side of Chucky, but it has to be handled well. And I don't think the show handles it well at all. Like, dude, give me Bride of Chucky humor back. That was like the peak of Chucky humor. And then they just kind of went overboard with it. And then it's just, I don't know. But I'm excited for a horror Chucky, though. Like, the last time we really had that was Curse of Chucky, to be honest. And Curse of Chucky's great. I feel like if you had better thumbnails and titles for your Resident Evil videos, they would have way more views. Yes, you could say that again. I'm terrible with thumbnails. I'm terrible with titles. I know. I try. But that's like the one thing that I feel like I could definitely get better on. Titles are hard because it's like, I don't know. It's so hard to like know exactly what would work for a title. Like, usually it's best to just look at other titles and just kind of be like, okay, let's just like similar to what works for other people. But I don't know. It's tough. Haven't played Outlast. That'll be on my list. Messi or Ronaldo? I don't even watch. I'm not. I don't even know. I don't think I've ever seen an actual full game of like. That's not true. I have definitely watched a full game of professional soccer. I played soccer when I was younger, but I haven't actually sat through and watched like professional games in a long time. So couldn't even tell you. Attack on Titan episode 3 in 2 days, I think, probably. I already watched it. I watched it today, but it won't be posted on Patreon until at least 2 days. RE4 is way longer than the previous game. Something over 20 hours. Damn. Okay, that's crazy. I'm excited for that game then. But not that I have a problem with short games. It's just, when it's long, I feel like I'm gonna get more invested in it because of that. If regular books aren't your thing, have you looked into graphic novels? Isn't graphic novels just another word for comics? Am I wrong about that? Or is it technically a different thing? Does it technically include more things within it? I don't know. I do read comics, though. I don't read as much as I used to. I have a lot. So I have all the Walking Dead comics. I like the Kick-Ass comics. I have a couple Batman comics. I want to collect more because I feel like I want more of a collection of comics, but I don't have a lot. I actually read Secret Wars in preparation for the movie, the 2015 Secret Wars, not the original one, because I think they're going to take more from the 2015 Secret Wars, so that's why I read that. Um, couple Spider-Man comics. Yeah, I don't have a lot, but I've definitely read a decent amount. Kick-Ass comics as well. I love the Kick-Ass movies, so I had to get the comics. By the time you're 50, you don't think you'll get through all the movies and games you wanted to watch and play. And within the next 25 years by the time I get to that point, there's going to be like way more stuff releasing too. So yeah, you're right. I'm never going to catch up, which is totally fine. That's a good thing. That means I'm always going to be entertained. I've been saying this for a while. Like I don't really feel bored anymore because I feel like there's always a game, a movie, or a TV show to watch or play. Like there's always something. I feel like boredom is something I kind of miss. Like I feel like I was not a kid, I was bored more often because I was less interested in things than I am now. Like when I was a kid, it was The Walking Dead. Like I'm talking like when I was like 10, 11, 12. Walking Dead, Star Wars, Spider-Man. That was like the trifecta. Oh, and Call of Duty. That was the four. I like the term trifecta. Now I gotta come up with another term. I don't know. That was the four things I really cared about. I guess Indiana Jones as well. But like the reason why that's a problem is like if you're only interested in like five things, it's like how often does something new related to that actually come out? Not often. So you spend all your time just getting excited for that day to come when that new thing comes out for that thing. But like when you're interested in more things like I am now, it's like every week there's something new to be excited for, which is a good feeling to have, right? It's always a new movie, always a new TV show, always a new game. Now I don't like, for games especially, I'm not trying to spend $70 on a new game every other. So, so usually I rely on like Game Pass for that, or I guess sometimes I just don't get it right away, or if it's a good enough game that I'm really excited for, then I'll probably just get it. But with TV shows and movies, it's like, dude, nowadays I got the AMC membership. You can see like 4 movies a week for $20 a month. It's the best deal on earth. It's a crazy good deal. And TV shows, I mean, every show I watch is on the same like 4 streaming platforms at this point. Yeah, audiobooks is true. Yeah, I could try that more often. I feel like I would just be really bad at it. Like when I say that, I mean like I feel like would just like I would keep like getting distracted, if that makes any sense. Maybe that's a problem with me. Maybe maybe I need help. I don't know, but like I feel like I would get too distracted. Like I would just have to close my eyes. Maybe even then I would just get like lost in my thoughts. I don't know. I feel like that's the thing with books. It's like there's always something. Favorite movie? Joker. It's got to be Joker. I think the Telltale The Walking Dead games could be better. So a show would benefit heavily. Yeah, exactly. Like those games, I love them, but there's a lot of missed opportunities. Talked about it before with Kenny. What the hell did they do with Kenny? Like he's a character that could add so much more. But actually, back on that topic, I've had so many like unique ideas, and dude, it kind of pisses me off because it's like I know I'll never get the chance to do it, but if I could ask for anything in the world, it would be to showrun that show. Even though I have no experience, I don't care because I have I have it envisioned in my brain like the exact shots, the exact sequences that like certain episodes how they would go down. Like I have it in my heart. I'm like, this would be if you have the right team that's executing this, right, the right group, it would be like one of the best. It would be the best Walking Dead show. It would it would be so good. If it was up to me though, I wouldn't even put The Walking Dead in the title. I would call it, the show would be called Clementine. That's the title, just Clementine. That's it. I feel like they would like mandate that you put like a Walking Dead story or something in the title, but no, I would say just make a Clementine, because if you put Walking Dead in the title, fans are going to think they have to watch every Walking Dead show to catch up or something. No, this would be its own thing, separate from everything. You don't have to watch anything else. You just watch this. It's a new show. Like, I don't know. Ugh. I got a lot of ideas for it though. That's all I got to say. I used to share some of those ideas on my channel. I deleted those videos though, but I used to share a lot of ideas, but most of those ideas I don't even like. I have like new ideas. Like I'll like rewrite my ideas over time. I'm like, oh no, this sounds cool. This sounds cool. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of stuff. I have seen Prisoners in Shutter Island. Yeah, love them. We actually reacted to both of them as well. We're finishing Dexter Sue My Ass for Patreon. But for the videos, no. What is your favorite Marvel special presentation? Well, unfortunately, I haven't seen Werewolf by Night yet, so it just comes down to either Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special or the Punisher thing, and I think that's pretty clear that the answer is the Punisher special. I thought the Punisher special was pretty good. Why was it a special? Make it a movie. I don't like the special presentation thing. Pisses me off more than it probably should, because it's like it makes it sit in this weird like middle spot between being like a movie and like a short film. But like, okay, like short films, to me, the purpose of a short film is for like new up and coming directors who like don't have enough of a budget to make like a full on feature length film, and they just want to kind of make a little like short. Like that to me is what that's like best for. But like I don't think that's what you should be doing for like an established franchise, right? Like just make it a movie. And everyone has the same criticism with that short, the presentation, where it's like it's good, but it's like there's like not a lot of story depth to it. So like take that level of action, give it a better budget, give it more story, and you can have a 90-minute movie out of that. 90-minute Punisher movie, dude, that could have been so incredible. And the short I keep calling it a short. I guess technically you can call it that. I don't know. It was good, but like again, I just wanted more out of it, I guess. Where's your girlfriend? Is she coming back for more duo reactions anytime soon? Actually, I have a reaction with the both of us that I'm gonna post probably tomorrow. But that was actually recorded 2 years ago, so it took a long time to edit this one. I don't know why. It's like sometimes I get behind and then other things take priority. But Pan's Labyrinth reaction, I'm going to post that tomorrow. So we did that together. I would love to have her on again. She's just very busy, so that's why we just don't really have time for it. But we definitely have plans for stuff. We want to do the Lost series because I have seen some of it, not a lot of it. I like don't remember like any of it basically, but I've seen some stuff, and like there's definitely some clips I remember. But she hasn't seen like anything, so we're probably gonna do that someday. I also would like to do the Star Wars movies with her because she hasn't really seen those. I think she like might have like offhandedly seen some clips from them when she was a kid, but like she doesn't really remember them. So we want to do stuff like that. But yeah, again, we just have to find the time. So eventually, for sure. But I'll tell you that though, Pan's Labyrinth though, tomorrow. I think I'm posting that tomorrow. So. What if Sid came back as the antagonist for the next Toy Story? I would be honestly down for it. Any HBO show is overrated? Any old HBO show? I don't know if I've seen old HBO. Is Sopranos an old HBO show? I don't know. The fuck is this? What is that? I'm not even gonna read that one. Oh no. Has anyone ever spoiled a show in your Patreon comments, or have you ever gotten spoiled by a comment on YouTube? Honestly, my mods are really freaking good at avoiding that because I really haven't been. I can't think of anything. I've been spoiled on things from movies, but not TV shows. Like I was spoiled with Avengers Endgame actually. That was a long time ago. But no, when it comes to TV shows, I can't really think of any specific thing. There might have been something small, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Definitely nothing big. Like, definitely not anything big. But on Patreon, the thing with Patreon is mods don't work the same way there because, like, you can't, like, really have someone else, like, delete a comment for you. But my mods are still really good. They'll reach out to me and be like, someone did something on your thing. So then I'll let my girlfriend have access to my account, delete it for me. So yeah, we actually, they've been really good with it. So we've been, avoiding spoilers thus far. But fun fact, actually, though, I have sometimes seen spoilers after I've already seen it. So like that's funny enough, someone commented on my Dexter video I posted today, a spoiler. And thankfully, I've already finished Dexter, so the spoiler didn't really matter. But it's funny because they don't realize I finished it on Patreon, so they're trying to spoil it for me, thinking I haven't finished it already. But I saw that immediately. If you post spoiler, you're getting blocked from the channel, like immediately, right? That's just how I do it. So don't do that. Even though it didn't spoil it for me, because again, I've already I caught up with it. I'm further ahead on Patreon. But regardless, you'd even try to spoil it, I don't care. You're getting blocked. Especially if it's like an intentional. If it's like a accidental spoiler, I'll give you a second chance, because that's whatever. Like that's happened where like people have told me like they've deleted the comment for me, but they told me that it seemed like it was kind of like accidental. So like it's whatever. But if it's straight up like you're just doing it on purpose, like no, you're done. You're done. Can you reveal your Patreon movie lineup for the rest of the month? Let's see. So I will admit sometimes what we decide to react to is literally last minute. But when it comes to the Patreon requests, I do get those usually for the month. So right now, there are 4 movies. Well, okay, there's actually 3 movies that we have that we're definitely going to do in May. We have Boyhood, The Relic, and Natural Born Killers. These are all Patreon requests. And then for June, I already have one that's requested for the movie. It's going to be the Casino Royale. So the first James Bond movie with Daniel Craig. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But in terms of non-Patreon request movies, I am likely going to do, because I did a poll recently. And I actually, to be honest, haven't checked the poll in a while. So I'm going to check it again. Because I was going to wait a couple days to check it, and then we were going to choose whatever one and then watch that. I think I want to say the Wolf of Wall Street one, but let me check. Because if it did, then we're going to probably do that soon. Let me see. I want to say, I know it was winning when I first did it. Where is the poll? Forgot to put it under the poll tab, so it's not there. Let me see. What one? I don't know why I can't find it. Did I accidentally delete it or something? Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. It was a long time ago. What one? Yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street won by far. Holy shit. Yeah, so we're doing that next. We're definitely going to do that soon. I'm not even going to bring that to a YouTube poll. That won so easily on Patreon. Wow, okay. Nice. So yeah, we'll be doing that. I did not watch the Michael Jackson movie, no. I'll probably see it when it comes out online. I wasn't like too excited for it. I'm not a big biopic guy, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Like, they're fine usually, but like I don't need to see them. You know? Are you going to watch the Life of Strange show when it comes out? I haven't even played the game, so maybe I got to play the game first, but I don't know. We'll see. Comics are usually thinner, only 1 chapter per comic. Graphic novels are longer and have full stories within them. Oh, so like, yeah, I see what you mean. So I would say personally, I think maybe this is, I don't know if this is just subjective or not, but like, I think graphic novels would be like the umbrella term for like, and it would include comic books and like full-on novels that are like, you know what I mean? I don't know. For me, I still call those comics, but you're right. They're probably deserving of being called graphic novels though. So, because like the thing is with comics is like they're often turned into a full-on novel. Like, I don't know, you could say like sometimes there's like individual issues, like The Walking Dead, right? There's individual issues, but then they turn it into a full volume that's more of a graphic novel, I guess. And it's in the graphic novel section in Barnes and Noble. So I don't know, but yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Animated Walking Dead reboot adapting the best elements of both the comics and show. I would be down for that. I've been kind of skeptical of that idea in the past because I'm like, I don't know, like the comics is very different than the show. There's definitely things they do the exact same, but there's also things they do very different. I would be interested in that, but I feel like they have to wait a while. Like wait till they finish the characters in The Walking Dead. Like do the reunion, finish out the storylines for good, and then you could do something like that, right? But yeah. I would be interested in seeing that for sure, because the comics they're fucked up. So like they do a faithful adaptation of them. I don't know, it would be cool, especially for people who don't like to read, like if they don't read comics, allowing them to see what the comics are actually like and comparing it to the show, the live action show would be pretty cool. I feel like they can probably do that whole comic series. They could probably do it in under 8 seasons, I think. Maybe even, I don't know. It would be like the first season would probably already have the prison, because actually, like, the comics, for those of you who don't know, the farm stuff is not that long. That's why people criticize the show for having the farm be a whole season, because in the comics the farm is like a volume, not even. It's very short. So the prison comes in pretty quick. I know you didn't like the Until Dawn movie, but you should play the game. I definitely will. That would be fun. Do a reaction for House of the Dragon season 3. That's the plan, but again, it depends on the time and just if she's free. So it really just depends. We'll see. Do you think we'll ever get Spider-Man 4 or TASM 3? Unfortunately, no. But dude, oh man, they're losing time, man. If they want to do it, they got to do it now. You can't wait till they're in their 60s to do it. Like, oh man, I would kill for those. There's even like the writer of the Batman said he had a script idea for Spider-Man 4. Let him do it. Let him cook. Get Sam Raimi back. He would do it. I don't know, actually. I don't know if he would do it, but he probably would. So I don't know what it would be about, but I feel like you could definitely do a really good Spider-Man 4. TASM 3, I always wanted to see Andrew Garfield go up against Tom Hardy's Venom. I think that would have been cool, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think he's done with the Venom character. But I think also what I would really like to see, honestly, is they could definitely play this. If they ever do this, they probably won't, but with Avengers Secret Wars and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of weird multiverse stuff happening, right? So what I think would have been a cool story is when Peter, Andrew Garfield's Peter, he gets sent back to his universe after No Way Home. They should have some story where he gets sent to a different universe that actually isn't his. I don't know why. They could explain the story. I don't know. Because he gets sent to a different universe. And this is a universe where the spider person of that universe is Gwen Stacy, right? Emma Stone returning as Gwen Stacy. So this is another variant of her. It looks just like her. Peter Parker in the universe is not a Spider-Man, right? He gets thrown in that universe, and that interaction with him dealing with this person that's not the Gwen Stacy he fell in love with, but looks just like her and has the same powers as him and can relate to him in some ways. There's a really interesting story out of that. And they wouldn't like do a love story there. They would have the ending be him letting go and like learning to let go. And that would be this big moment for him where he returns to his universe, lets go of his attachment, and they have this nice moment. Now, the reason why I'm like not sure is because they actually kind of already did that story with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 with Star-Lord and the Gamora character. That exact story was already done in that movie, but that doesn't mean you can't do it again. I feel like you could definitely still do it, and the whole letting go concept would fit with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man so much better. And oh man, I would love for that movie to exist. I don't know who the villain would be. I don't know what the conflict would be in that universe, but there's definitely something you can come up with. Oh, I would love it. That would be the perfect TASM 3 in my opinion. It'd be an excuse to get Emma Stone's Gwen back too. I don't know. It's a variant though. It wouldn't be bringing her back to life. It's literally a different version of her, and it's like she's there in the universe. Maybe they fight Sinister Six in her universe. I don't know. Yeah, haven't watched Wolf of Wall Street. I'm excited for it though. I've heard good things. Please watch As Above, So Below. That is definitely on my watch list. They film in the real French catacombs. Okay. Definitely want to watch that. I think that's the horror movie, right? Do you think Dexter season 8 was BS? Do I think it's bad? I didn't think it was like bad. I just thought it was definitely one of the weaker seasons. I would say it's the second worst season. But I still liked it for the most part, I don't think it was like awful. I hated the ending, but then again, I also was like not so against the ending because I was like, well, there's more. I know there's more seasons. But then again, it was still a bad ending for what it was meant to be, How scary was Obsession? I would say it was pretty scary. I wouldn't say it's like one of the scariest movies ever. I think it was a phenomenal movie though. It's one of my favorite horror movies of the past like decade. But I wouldn't say it was like terrifying necessarily. Has some really good jump scares that will probably get you though. But I think it was really creepy. It was just, not like terrifying though. I wouldn't say that. Bear from Obsession looks a lot like you. Yeah, I've been told that. I could see it. I could see it. So excited to see Obsession tomorrow after reading your 5-star review. Yeah, I really loved it. I think it was perfect. I feel like, I don't know. I'm really excited for I believe the director Curry Barker. He's gonna be he apparently already signed on to do the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. So he's gonna be directing the next one, which is crazy that he already signed on for that. He's just like, this is his first like big movie, right? I guess he did some like YouTube movie. I haven't seen that though. But yeah, I loved it. It was phenomenal. Who's your favorite actress of all time? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, that's a good question. I could give you a. I feel like usually when people ask me this, I just say a character from The Walking Dead because it's like those are usually the performances I like the most. Like Lauren Cohan is a good example because she plays Maggie. So, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the actresses from all the things I've ever seen. Emily Blunt might be up there. Natalie Portman's definitely up there. I can't give you one. I have to give you a few. I could say Denai Guerrera as well. She plays Michonne. She's up there. Who else? Who else? Oh my god, that's a hard decision. Even with favorite actors, I can't even decide that, to be honest. It's so hard to choose. Oh, I like Rebecca Ferguson a lot. Carrie what's her name? Carrie Condon, I think it is. She was in Better Call Saul. She played oh, why am I forgetting her name in that show? But yeah, she's in a lot of movies now that I really like her and everything she's in. She played Mike's like I'm trying to think of what the phrase would be. Daughter-in-law? Yeah, daughter-in-law. His, son's wife. Why do I forget her name though? It's pissing me off. Carrie Condon, Better Call Saul. What was her name in it? Stacy. Why do I not remember that being her name? Why did I think it was something different? Okay. There we go. Yeah, definitely going to be seeing Mandalorian movie day one, IMAX, all that stuff. I'm really excited for it. Is Infinity War top 5 superhero movie for you? 100%. Actually, maybe not. I read that as Marvel movie, but superhero movie? Because for me, it goes like Joker, Logan, Endgame, Kick-Ass, Spider-Man 2. It's definitely top 10. If it's not top 5, it's top 10. I'm glad I'm getting people to see Obsession because I want that to be like the most popular movie of the year. It's fun fact. Currently, it is in the top 25 highest rated movies on Letterboxd. Or not, sorry, highest rated horror movies on Letterboxd, not movies of all time. It's in the top 25. I looked it up. I was like, oh shit, top 25 for horror, man, that's crazy. Then again, it could drop over time, but that's really impressive though to be in the top 25 of all time for horror movies. Wow. Favorite Dexter antagonist? Trinity. Definitely Trinity. Yeah, I do kind of look like that Expert Fusion dude. All right. I'm going to head out now. Great stream. Really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed just talking with everyone and answering these questions. And I'm glad that I got through a lot of them. Again, always apologize that I can't read all the comments literally because otherwise we would never finish as much as I love reading them. So thank you all so much for being here. And for videos coming soon, Pan's Labyrinth reaction tomorrow should be posted tomorrow. The next Dexter video probably won't be for at least a week, hopefully a little bit less, because I actually got this one finished a little sooner, but if it gets copyrighted, then it's going to have to be a little delayed, but hopefully I can get that out soon. The Boys is this week. There's a big gap though, where there's not much I have to post in the next like couple days, so I might do something a little bit more like different. I don't know. I'm editing a lot of stuff right now. There's a lot of videos. Euphoria season 2 finale should be posted soon as well, so I know a lot of people are excited for me to post that because that episode is crazy. So yeah, hope you get a chance to make in your own horror movie one day. I hope so. I got a lot of ideas. That's all I gotta say. Play Resident Evil. I played the first 3. We will play 4 hopefully soon. So go check those out if you haven't already. On the other channels, link in the description.